Hello everyone and welcome. Have I got my microphone on? I think I have, but I can't see the button. There we go. Yes, I have. Hello everyone. Welcome. It is Wednesday, so it is time for some more Foundry. And you find me just where you left me, standing up here on the top of my large tower of overlookishness. Last time, if you remember, over there I built up a supply of the green science. Hello Peter, welcome. Yes, the green science is being produced over there and dribbled through over here. Yes, there's some of it down there, and it's gradually building up a buffer along the belt. Lovely. So that's working very, very nicely. I can't see any on the belt, but I imagine that's just because it takes a little while to produce, and then there's a sudden flurry of it. Or maybe we've run out of... Oh, no, actually, it looks like we've run out of one of the inputs over there. I guess I'm going to be going, oh, yeah, there's no gravel coming out of this, coming out of the mining system over there. So that's going to be something to go and have a look at. I've clearly broken something. So we'll have to go and investigate that. I wonder if it's to do with me moving that power cable there. And so because now it's going into the top part of the lift, it's not going into the middle part, and that's not powering the one at the bottom. I don't know, but we'll have to investigate. So that's going to be the first challenge for today. What else did I do last week? Oh, I ran a pipe from there to bring water in because I was going to need that for this science pack. I delved deeply over there and into the mines of Moria and found some lava, and that's now flattening some of the magic space plastic that's coming down. And I'm also providing that for Science Pack 3. So let's go down and have a look at that. Why there isn't any goodies coming out of here, because that's a bit of a problem. Hello, Metbar, welcome. Call the lift, please. There we go. The lift has gone up to catwalk level rather than ground level, but we'll call it down here, and then I can then I can get in, and we can go down to mineral levels. That's not that far down. And there, that's good. We've now researched the extra long inserters, so the ones that are capable of grabbing stuff from 3 lanes away instead of 2. So that's going to be really handy for some of our bigger builds in the future, and will mean bit less spaghetti. So this is enabled. Good. Grid stats. Tell me about this grid. Yeah, so we have... yes, we have no power coming in. So for some reason, despite that being plugged into here, it doesn't count as being plugged in at the top. So I guess we're going to have to go back up to green science, maybe try and plug things back in up there and see what happens. Because it looks like... Yeah, so that's a bit strange. My assumption, and I know what they say about assumptions and so on, but my assumption was that if I plugged the power in... Oh, wait... No, I think I found the problem. Can you see the rather obvious problem there? Yeah, so it looks like... well, for one thing, I can't get up there. But it looks like, yes, these 2 pylons are not connected for some reason. So let's fix that. I don't know how that happened. There we go. And, oh, these belts aren't connected either. That's also quite weird. Don't know how. I also don't know how that happened, especially as we've had some science packs coming through. So it was working before when I last. It was working fine when I left it, Gov, as they say. Lights 3, good. I barely even use lights 1, but you know, lights 3 can only be a useful thing. Mining drill speed though, that's going to be very handy. That's my personal mining drill for when I'm making these random tunnels underground. There we go. There's some more gravel coming in now. So from round here where I set up that mineral rock mine down here, and yeah, we can knock out a bit more of this stuff if we feel a little bit destructive. I don't think there's any real need to do this, but I sort of feel like it makes it a little bit easier for my little mining bots if they can. I'm in a hole. I feel it's a little bit easier for my mining bots if they don't have a load of this earth that I don't want scattered around all over the place getting in the way. So yeah, nice rock face there for them to dig away at. And this is what I was talking about in a previous stream. You'll notice that they've made some progress through this big block of rock here. So it's not quite as big as it used to be. It used to sort of butt right up against all of these drills over here. But now, because they've done a load of drilling at it and we've shipped a load of it out, it's got a bit smaller. And I'm sort of hoping that, well, it looks like there's quite a bit of it left. But yeah, that is going to get gradually smaller as we carry on drilling away at it. So that's a slight... Risk is the wrong word, but eventually it's going to run out and we're going to have to go and get more. So, but that's probably fine. It just means I'm going to have to transport it in and, yeah, do something with it. So, pop up to this level. But I'm going to ping the scanner again now as I'm up here and see if I can see that. There we go, there's the patch down there. So, okay, that is still huge. I don't think I have any serious worries about that. Okay, so that is the immediate concerning problem fixed. So once again, we've got the cement coming through there, and then therefore probably concrete. Yes, concrete blocks going out over there, and that will mean we'll start to get the green science flowing in. I mean, we've got the green science flowing. There is plenty of it. We're just filling up the buffers in all of those, in all of the assemblers over there. So that's going well. And then over here, well, yes, we've got lots and lots of science packs available. There's a hole there which I just fell through because there's a ladder. Yeah, we've got lots of science packs available. We're able to churn through all of those and make stuff. So let's have a look at the research things available. So I've got executive office furniture, lovely. Greenhouses. So greenhouses are for making biomatter if I end up needing it for anything, but I don't at the moment. Incinerators. Oh, so just destroying junk that you don't want. But you can do that from your own inventory anyway. So this will be useful if I need to automate that, like if there's a byproduct from a recipe that I need to destroy. Oleumite processing. So this is going to be where we go next, the oleumite, which is but basically this is oil as far as I can tell. This allows me to produce oil. So I think I want to chuck that in the research queue because I think oil processing is going to be the next thing that I want to do. From there we can get construction material, and that'd be nice to have as well, I think, because at the moment we're buying it when construction material is used for upgrading the space station, and at the moment I'm just buying it all, and it's fairly expensive, and it'd be nice to be able to make it myself. Decor, I don't care. Escalators, don't care. Hangar gate, don't care. Hover engine sounds fun, but I don't care right now. What does that get me? Maintenance drones. Ooh, that does sound fun. Planter drone, mining drone, and science drone, and combat drone. So the mining drone gets me drone miner 2, so that could be useful for an improved mining. The combat robot, I suspect this is just going to be another thing to sell, but a more complicated thing that's probably going to be worth more. So that's fine. I can get another mining drill speed up. Oh, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Mining efficiency, that's kind of nice. So let's do that. It's mining productivity from Factorio, but with another name. Mining force, yes, let's have that because I want to be able to drill through more advanced stuff. Station, hull improvement, circuit boards, and power poles. We'll come back. Actually, let's have the power poles because I was getting quite annoyed laying the last lot. Okay, so that'll do. That'll be that's enough to get started with, should we say? We'll leave them chugging away over there as researches. Let's go and have a quick look at if I can remember how to get there. Oh yeah, through here. Let's go and have a quick look at what the space station is getting up to. So up here we've got this is the space station where we are. Not you. Go back. Close that. This is the space station where we are. If we look at the galaxy map, we have established connection to Orirox, but not to Salaxian, I don't think. No, we need to acquire a trading license, which I could do. They have a planetary demand for various things. At the moment, I'm shipping over to Orirox. I'm shipping them transport bots, and they're buying basically all of them that they want. So shipping them as fast as possible. Salaxian does not require transport bots. So what I should be doing at this point, if I need more money, I need to start building heavy-duty transport bots or aquatic hauling bots, or establish a connection here. And this would be a good one to do. If I did the heavy-duty transport bots, I could ship them to both of them. So that seems like a sensible thing to be aiming for at the point when I need more money. At the moment, it seems to be okay. I seem to be all right with that. Sales platform is okay. So we're selling the transport bots when we've got any spare that we're not shipping over to that other planet. So that's fine. I don't know how well we're doing with the supply here, but it's kind of okay. We've got various spaceships buzzing around. Okay, so I've got 2 cargo ships that are doing recurring market orders. That's when I buy stuff like more construction materials, as I was talking about earlier. We've got 2 for that. We've got 1 that's taking stuff over to Orirox and is keeping it happy, and I've got 3 that are bringing things from the ground up into space. So that seems reasonably sensible. Storage, we've got a load of construction material. We've got 74,000 thermalites out of so we don't have enough storage space to hold all of this. And I should probably buy something so that I can. Transport bots, we've got quite a lot of those. That's fine. So let's do some station upgrades. Let's do a thermalite vault upgrade. Let's extend that again. It cost me 10,000 to do it, but I will then be able to store 30,000. So that seems like a good jump in the right direction. Instead of 20,000, I can sort of... Will it increase it to 30,000 or by 30,000? I don't know. Let's run it anyway. Just why not? I've got loads of money, so we might as well spend some of it. And maybe that one as well. Okay, so I think I feel like the space station is basically happy. It's dealing with all of its own stuff. It's just ticking over merrily up here. We're shipping out stuff to sell. We've got more money than we're spending. I think we're in a good position there. And that money is being brought down on these belts here. Some of this is going off to the lava mines, the lava processing area, which is down the elevator over there. That was in the screenshot for this week's thumbnail, and that's being taken away. But it's not being used up because we filled up all the buffers down there because we don't need any of the flattened money yet. And then we've got another one that's bringing it out and feeding it up down that way to go and be made into green science, which is where we are using it. Right. So I think that's kind of everything for the time being. That's me. I've run around and I've thought about what's going on and I've fought the fires. So I think the next thing to do is think about the what's it called? Oleum. I've forgotten what it's called, but the oil analog. Oh, but I need to invent that first. So we've got the that's over here in the researches. Maybe I need to. All right, let's let that one finish since it's at 82%. And you know what? I think this would be a good time to put in an extra few research machines over here. At the moment, we seem to easily be keeping up with the rate of production. Does it tell me how long these things take? 45 seconds per thing, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're using one every 45 divided by 6 is 7.5 seconds, and I'm making them at a rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm on the wrong side of the machines. It doesn't tell me. There's no time on here. Okay. Every 12, and these things... No, that's not where I wanted to look. I want to look in here. And these things take 60 seconds to produce. That's one every 5 seconds. So yeah, I can have another 50% on my assembly machine, on my science machines over here. And it'll still work nicely. So I presume I don't have any of those. No, I don't. So let's try and make some research servers. I'm going to pocket craft these because I don't need huge numbers of them. No, where is the research server? Oh, it's under science, of course it is. Of course it's in here. And that needs a load of xenoferrite, because of course it does. Okay, let's go and get some xenoferrite. The stuff I have usually been calling iron, because I'm difficult like that. And some of these as well, because I think I need them as well. Yay, mining drill upgrade. Nice. Right, so make me... Oh, it was 1. And I now need... By the way, there we go. I need some not actually copper as well. Is there any not actually copper around here? Yes, there's some. Right, let's make another 2. Another 1. And then what am I short of? Xenoferrite again. This is why I like to have these things being built in assembly machines on the bus, because then you just know they're there and you can go over and grab them. Much, much easier, but never mind. Okay, so over here, we've probably made, we've made all, oh, no, I've forgotten how to play the game. I need to put in some of this first, and these things are, what's that, that's 3 squares, 3 squares. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then knock out the middle bit as well. So this will give me room to put in another 3 research servers, which should, I think, bring my science pack usage up to the same speed as my science pack production, which feels like a nice balance. So that goes there. Yeah, there may well be a Control F functionality. I do usually eventually remember where things are, because to be honest, it's not like playing Planetary Pioneers where there's a bajillion different things in the construction lists. This is reasonably sensible and manageable. So usually I can find things. A lot of the machines do look rather similar, unfortunately, but most of the time I can find things. Oh, I've run out of long inserters. Let's go and get some more long inserters, shall we? So that means running all the way over here. And then along here somewhere. Assembler, inserter, long inserter, that bunny. So yes, I'll take all of those. I'll take some more normal inserters as well, because I've only got 42 of them. And I think I might as well take some more belts, because I've only got 50 of them. Right, that should keep me building for a few minutes, at least. Ideally, for long enough for the Olumite processing to finish racking up. And then I can go off and actually start trying to find an oil mine somewhere and start thinking about processing that and basically find out what's required, because there's going to be there's going to be lots and lots of stuff to do there, which is why we play these games. We don't want it to be too easy. So that and that and that and that, and there we go. That's an extra 50% on my research speed. Good. Whew, it's rather warm in here. 1 second. Cheers. No, there is no production in these machines. These machines are a science lab, so they are purely consumption. It's just consuming science. This belt here is a blank one for when I invent a 4th science pack, which I'm sure I'm going to do at some point, and then I can just feed it in here, and the system will be ready for it already. Okay. I think we're probably okay. Let's check out the resource production rate. So this one seems to be okay. It is mostly being used, but the belt does keep stopping. I said the belt does keep stopping. Sometimes the belt stops running, which makes me think there's enough of it available. Maybe I should upgrade that. Where's it all going? Oh, into both. Yeah, so it does sometimes stop, but there is a lot of it getting used up. So I think that is going to be worth upgrading. Over here, steel is absolutely fine. This iron is absolutely blazing through into consumption. Yeah, maybe we could do with some more iron plates along here, guys. That might be a good idea. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that. We've got... so what have I got here? I've got a set of machines here that are taking iron ore in and producing steel. Fine. Then we've got another double set along here that are taking in iron ore into both sets of them and producing... Hang on, is this a double? What's going... What? Oh, I see. Producing... Oh, right, yes, these are the purifiers. Yes, so they're producing a solid yellow belt. I thought I had more iron ore production than that. Oh, there's another one down. No. Oh, yes, there's iron ore being taken through down there to go and make concrete, but that's different. It seems I don't actually have any addition. I do only have one output belt of iron. That's a little bit concerning, and maybe I need to think about upgrading that. Because, well, I suppose it's because I've just taken an enormous number of the of belts and inserters out of the bus over there, so it's feeding iron in over there as fast as it can. But even so, it bothers me a little bit that I don't seem to have large quantities of spare. Now, if I come along here, are we building it faster than we're taking it away? No, that's not full. It's going gradually downwards. This makes me think maybe I need to have another set of these machines purifying it, and then another set of these machines cooking it, in order to double my throughput. Because whilst there is a lot of iron coming out here. Oh, it is backing up ever so slightly now. Yeah, I do like the graphical style of this. I like the it's very cartoony, but then I don't see that as a bad thing. And I like the Minecraft style universe with the sort of all the 3D stuff, and being able to And that things like your mining does in fact make a big hole in the ground like this that you end up falling in all the time. So yeah, I'm enjoying the aesthetic of the game a lot. I have to say, yeah, it does seem to be very, very good. You can do full-on building. You can make buildings in it and prettify stuff. I just haven't. And you saw what my Satisfactory factory looked like. It was not a particularly pretty place. I've done the same sort of thing over here with very limited prettiness. Yeah, I do have some lights over here. I put in a load along the along the bus over here, and I put some in along the science production area as well. But I will admit I haven't lit the entire place up like maybe I should have done. So yeah, along here you can see there's lights all the way along the front of it, and then I've let it sort of fade off into the darkness in the distance. But yes, it does seem to be night more than half the time, which is a little weird. I guess I've got the torch on, which means I can see where I'm looking, but that doesn't necessarily help you guys if you're trying to look at something different. I think I've got some lights in my... Yeah, well, I've got 5 lights left in my inventory. And actually, I've invented some new types of lights. Maybe I should look them up. What have I got? And there's all this decor stuff that could be used for making... for prettifying the world and making it generally look a bit nicer, down to even office chairs and benches and things. But yes, I've got ceiling lights, large ceiling lights, wall lights, light poles, and light pole 2s. So there are. Let's make one of those and see what it looks like. So there are various things that you can use to light the place up and make it look a little bit nicer. Let's put one of these down and see what it looks like. Oh, it's a short one. Let's put it in here. Oh, isn't that nice? Actually, they're quite good. I should probably start putting them into the builds. Let's make a bajillion of those. In fact, let's make those instead of the light poles, because I think I prefer them. And I think I've got a machine making lights along here somewhere. Mine drill, smeltery, burner generator, light poles. Right, so let's take all of that and change the recipe to light pole 2. I wonder if it's the same thing. Iron, electronic components, copper. Yeah, it is. So yeah, we'll tell you to make those. And now we'll have a load of these left built instead, and ore as well, and I can start sticking them in various places. They're going to need to go on the foundations, of course, but that's kind of okay. Yes, yellow belts are the yellow belts are tier 2, so red belts are the slowest, then yellow, and then I don't know what's next. I'm assuming there's probably going to be a tier 3 at some point, but the yellow, just to be different and to prove that they're not copying another game that we're all fairly familiar with. The red belts are the slow ones, and the yellow ones are the fast ones. I do feel like maybe I should fill some of this patch ground in around here, but. Anyway. Right. Oh yes, I was going to do another scan and see if I can find some of the oleum or whatever it's called. Ping, 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 ping. Oh, there's something. Oleumite reservoir. Right. So that's going to be my next project. Maybe I'll wait for the large pylons to be made before I go and get that, because it's quite a long way away. I'm going to need to run power over there, and large pylons are probably going to make that quite a lot easier. In the meantime, let's have a look at the things we've invented and see if we can work out whether any of those are suitable for are going to be useful for mining this stuff up. That sounds familiar, No Guard. Yes, when people are actually watching to make sure you do things properly, nothing gets done. Lovely. So, distillation column, that's going to be for purifying the oil, or doing something with the oil. Casting machine we don't need at the moment. Flare stack, that's going to be for burning off excess, whatever we get out of the distillation column, probably. BB-8 is burbling away behind me. Got some pipes. Got where's the miners? The generators. Oh, there's the miner, and there's the pump jack. Right, so I'm going to need to make some pump jacks, which means I'm going to need steel, pipe, advanced components, and electronic components. That I think I can manage. I'm going to need distillation columns, which is steel beam, pipe, steel beam is different from steel. No, I don't think so. Pipe, yeah, that's fine. And then flare stacks, which is cylinder steel. Oh, that's one that requires iron and steel, which is always annoying. But okay, we'll manage that somehow. Okay, so that's a row 2 of the bus. So down here, are you guys pipes? Yes, you are. That's. Oh no, I've got the triple length inserters now, so that might be okay. So I'm going to need 3 of these. Bop, bop, bop. Oh, and I'm going to need tier 3 inserters. How do I make those? These really long guys. Xenophone machinery parts and electronic components. Okay, fine. Those go over on here then. Let's put in some more hole in the ground. I'll just do that much for now, because I'm lazy. I've run out. Have I actually run out? Yes, I've only got 4 pieces left. Fortunately, I'm in a really good place for grabbing some more foundation, so we'll do that as well. Then over here, now I can make the giant. No, that is the wrong way around. F. Put you there. And you are going to make ultra long inserters, which is that one. So you need your iron and both things from the other side. So it's going to be one of these, one of these, and one of these. Lovely. So that can hum away now nicely, and yes, there we go. It's starting to work. We've made 2 of them so far. I'm going to take 3. Like that. There is a bit of a shortage of iron coming through because it's all being eaten up by... Oh, it's all going into making the foundation because I nicked loads of that. But still, this is a good start nonetheless. So, over here, there are lots and lots of things that need pipes. So, I'm going to bring pipes along as row 3 along here, like this. And then, you can come along a bit further as well. And you're steel, aren't you? Yes, you are. So bring all those along like that. So we've got access to all of those materials. Then here, I need to make the pump jack, which is steel, pipe, advanced components, and electronic components. So we have steel is the short one. Advanced components are the medium one. And then pipe is the long one, which I haven't put on my selectomatron yet. So let's rearrange some of this stuff. That wasn't quite what I meant to do. I meant to remove that one because I think the splitters are going to be a useful thing to have available, like that. And then where are my long ones? There's my long boy. Yeah, go in there. And then so put in a 3 there, like that. And boom, that can now make me some. No, it can't. No, it can't. It needs electronic components as well. So that comes from over here. So we need one of these long ones. 1, 2, 3. Put that there. I think that's the right place. Yes, it is, because that's kicked in. Right, so that's making those. Then next up, we want to make the distillation columns, which is the same. So all 3 of these. That one, and that one. And then that one. I said, oh, there isn't. Oh, bother. This is the problem with the way these things work. They have to have private belt space. Okay, well we'll put one of these in here, and then I can remove that, and then I can put one of these in here, and then I can hope that I don't need them for this one as well. If I do, then I can move this inserter over to there, and that should still work. It's sort of a... Is it a good thing that I've got... Actually, it doesn't matter. I was going to say it's a good thing I've got these offset, but actually, if I didn't have them offset, then you'd still always be able to get all 3 into one. So that would work quite well. Hello, regular. Welcome. So that's the first 2 things. So this was going to be a flare stack, so I'm probably going to need those. I assume I'm going to. But this one requires iron, which is very annoying. Oh, and it requires both things from over here. That's going to be problematic as well. Well, I can put one of them in here like that. But then, as discussed, I'm going to have to then put this guy here and remove it from there. And then put one of these in there. Then over on this side, what was the other things I needed? I definitely needed steel, so I need a short one. And then it needs iron, which I just straight up don't have. So I think I'm going to have to... I'll dump some in by hand for now, which is not ideal, but at least it'll allow it to make 8 of them. So that's a good start. Short of running the iron up the middle here, and this area is already kind of crowded, as you can see, I don't think there's anything really I can do about this because I've hit maximum capacity, which is kind of awkward. And there are quite a lot of recipes. that require stuff from both sides. Oh well, never mind. So, I'm going to probably need some pump jacks. Yoink. Presumably I'm going to need some oil processing. Yoink. And I expect I'm going to need a flare stack, so I'll take that as well. Right, so the next thing to do really is going to be heading off all the way over here to the oil patch and start digging that up with the pump jacks. But I would like to wait for my research to produce large pylons, which are going to be which is still somewhere off. So let's get rid of that and then put them back in again afterwards. So we'll get the large power poles as quickly as possible. Start building those, and then yes, things will hopefully start to work for us a bit. Is there anything else I need first? I'm going to need a lot of pipes, come to think of it, because that's going to be how we get everything back. I do kind of want to upgrade my my mining output, my iron mining patch, because it does seem to be struggling a little bit. That's going to be a fairly big job, though. Basically, it's going to mean, well, that's already a yellow belt, so it's going to need more mining drills down here. And I'm starting to, I don't know, how much is there left here? I can't see, I'm too close. It's sort of, yeah, there's not a huge amount left in that patch. I feel like I probably ripped through about half of it. So if I put another drill on it and start pulling that out even faster, then I may run into issues. Where else is there a xenoferrite patch? So it's the orange stuff. There's a bit there, but I need to do the mining force upgrade first. But I have a mining force upgrade queued, so I'm going to be able to get that fairly soon. There's also one way down here, but that's miles away. And over here, but again, and here. But see earlier comment about miles away. I feel like my best bet is going to have big. So yeah. I feel like my best bet is going to be to go to this one. This one is quite a lot bigger by the looks of it. 26, 20, 22. And this one is 14, 10, 14, but it might have been a bit bigger when it started. What are you? That's another role you might read about as well. Okay. But I think I'll go for this one because it's closer. So eventually, when I get to the point where this patch is starting to run a bit low, then I'll go out here, I'll set up a big mining area around it underground, and then I'll have several yellow belts running from here back to here, where they can then feed all of the supplies that are coming out of that area. I think that's going to be a nice easy way to do it. An alternative would be to put in a new smelting area, perhaps, well, anywhere around here, maybe even underground, and then just have belts of iron popping up out of the ground here and here and here to keep everything supplied. But I think at the moment, since I've got all of this capacity here, I'll carry on using that. Maybe when I do expand this, I'll put the expansions in over by this patch or something like that. That seems like a reasonable way. It's a good question, actually. Ooh. You might be onto something there, actually, No Guard. Yeah, let's have a play with that. Right, so 9. So I put one of these guys here, and then I get rid of it, and so no, I've got input and output. No, I've got input and output priorities, but I don't think I have filtering. There's no control panel on it, so yeah, I can input priority on that side, output priority on whichever side, but I don't think I can filter it. There may be a more advanced splitter that comes later, a filter splitter or something like that, sort of somewhere down in the research tree. But at the moment, it seems like the basic ones don't allow me to do that, unfortunately. I can make belts go up or down, so they go over or under or stuff like that, but I don't really have the space for it here. And these machines will only take in at ground level using these hatches. So I can't insert the iron in up here or something like that, unfortunately. So there was a nice idea, and I was really hoping it'd be true, but no, it seems not. However, I have now researched the large pylons, Oh, that requires polymer board though, so I can't build them anyway. So I'm going to need to use my regular pylons, of which I have 1. So let's get some more of those, and then go out looking for oil. What are you making? Long inserters. What's it called? Ultra long insert. I guess a T3 inserter. That'll do as a name. For tier 3. Pylons, here we go. Yoink. Right, so at the moment you can see my pylons going across the landscape there. So I'm going to go over to here where my my lift is, because this is the which way am I going? South. This is the southernmost thing I've got in my factory so far. So let's start off by going from there to as far as we can, which is not very far, especially when there's vegetation in the way. You see, this is why I wanted large pylons, because these do not go very far at all. Also, there are trees in the way. Right, let's go. Let's do some deforestation. Actually, let's have a look at the map first. How far am I going? Okay, as far as the watery bit, and then I turn west. Yes, you're quite right, No God. I could do that, and I think that may be something I would resort to if I absolutely had to. However, the problem with that is that it takes a fair amount of space to go up or down that much. I don't have vertical elevators like the ones in Satisfactory. I'm limited to ramps, and it takes a ramp 2 squares to go up 1 square, and I believe you have to go up 2 squares to get over the top of an inserter. You only have to go up one cube to get over the top of another belt, so that could well be enough, but it's still 4 squares in order to do so. Oops, put that in the wrong place, but never mind. I think that's probably far enough. Let's go this way now. And you can't click and drag like a certain other game I could mention either, so this is awkward. All right, where am I? Am I going in the right? I am going in exactly the right direction. So let's have a think about what to do here. So I've got my pylon coming to here. So there's a bit of a hill. Let's go for a reconnoiter, because I might. I should probably just gone around the edge of this hill, actually, shouldn't I? Oh well. Where's the oil? There it is. There's a lot of stuff to ping around there. Okay, so this is basically at ground level. That's going to be a lot easier than I was expecting to mine up. So presumably, do I just whack down one of these? Where have you put it? Let's destroy some of these biomass I don't actually want. Power pole advanced machine shows a distillation column. Where am I pump? Oh, pump jack. Right, so as you'd expect, it goes on the oil patches. And we'll put down several of these because we can. I wonder if they actually require power. I wonder if they... No grid connection. Right, okay. So just... Oh, they take high voltage power. Okay, right. So, yeah, fine. So I need to bring high voltage power over to here, and then I can whack some pipes on here, and we'll have our oil connection. So what I probably should have done is taken my... Just gone out. Yeah, I should have just gone out due north from here with the pylon. So let's do that, and we'll forget about the other ones for now. Not M. Tab. O. Can I link? No, I can't link these together, but I can put a pylon here. And then I can link that to there and there, and slightly weird user interface. I know what happened, but it was a little bit weird. Right, how many of these pylons have I actually got left? I thought that was my last one, but apparently I've got more. So we'll go this way with these, because I know there's power available over here that doesn't require punching through the middle of a hill, which is quite nice. Does require punching through a rock, though. Punch! Right. Am I now close enough? Let's find out. So can I go from... Excuse me. Can I go from there to there? Yes, I can. But I can't go from... Oh, these are too far apart. For goodness sake. So I'll put one of those in there and then connect that to... Nope, still too far apart. Right, we'll remove you again then. And we'll try that again. From here. Go to... here. And to there. Right, there we go. That's now power linked up. So these things should now be... Yes, there we go. They're now working. Excellent. So I guess I'm going to have to build some sort of oil refinery system over here. I can't quite picture what you mean, Nogard. I don't think so, but I could very easily be wrong about my sort of vague assumption as to what you mean. Yes, I'm not sure. So let's sketch something out. If I can find a little bit of convenient space, right? So here, this is my. Let's imagine this is my final belt, the one that has got is as far out as it can reach. Then I can have another one coming along here. I could then do that. Then, to be fair, what I could do here then, I guess, is make that one go like this, and have this one go like this. And then put in one of these going down. So that's sort of, and then put another belt in over here, and this would be fine if I had a section here that was, I suppose, yeah, 3 wide, 1, 2, 3. If I hadn't, where I didn't actually need either of these things, but if I need both of these in the same building or even in adjacent buildings, it's going to be slightly awkward. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the camera there, but I suppose alternatively, this one could go. I could have that, and then have the ramp up. Like, let's do it here instead, because then that won't be in the way. Could do that. Let's remove that for a moment, and then have this going down. I suppose here would be the best place for it, and then bring the belt from there round like this. And then the other one underneath here. It's quite chunky. So yes, I could do that. That's fair, but as I say, that's quite a big construction in order to swap the belts over as well. Although now there's only 2 pieces of belt here that are unusable on the corners. So yeah, maybe. It's certainly possible. The problem is that over there, quite a lot of the different components are all needed at about the same time. Boop, all gone. Oh no, not all gone. I missed a bit. Well, I had to miss that bit or I'd have taken out the pylon. Right. So there's stuff in the way over here. Right, let's clear a little bit of space. Give me some room to think. Because Trees are noisy and make it hard to think about things. Right, so over here, yes, I'm going to want to build an oil processing area. Let us, so I'm going to want a substation as well to generate some power. Ooh, mining force, nice. Let's just knock all of this out and call this sort of ground level. So I'm going to put in some foundation here like this. And this is going to have, I think I've still got some substations left. You're a crusher. You're a substation transformer. So put you there. And then link that from there to there. Please reach. Oh, for goodness sake. Maybe if I pull that up again and put it a different way. Actually, no, you know what? Let's just move this in. Let's move in a little bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put down some more of that, and then it's got its own special little space, so it'll fit. So it'll fit there, and it'll feel special, and it'll actually reach. Where's the spike thing on it? Right, I'll put that way around. Then it's going to reach slightly more easily again because it's pointing in the right direction. So that goes from there to there. There we go. Now we have power, and yes, this is humming gently, so it's probably okay. Okay, so the next thing to have... Actually, you're going to be really, really in the way. Let's not put you there. Let's instead... Oops. Oh well. Let's have some of that, and then put one of these in here instead. It's definitely going to be close enough, but more importantly... it's going to be out of the way of the pipe, the obvious pipe run that comes out the front of these and comes straight over this way. So that means over here now I can start putting in things like, I guess it's a distillation column is going to be the next thing. Presumably. Let's find out. So we'll put in, that's quite chunky. Let's put you in there and have a look at you. Okay, so we've got an input on this side. We've got an output on this side. Got an output on this side, and we've got an input on this side. Well, I guess that means we're going to rotate it then, because the input pipe is going to go past on the other side of it. That's just the obvious place to put it. So we'll do that. I've lost it again. Distillation column, that one. So, oh yeah, we'll get the arrows on it, don't we? So we'll put it that way around. Yeah, that way around. Boop, just like that. Where are your controls? Controls are here on the back. Okay, that'll do. Configure distillation column. Well, there's one thing I can do at the moment, which is turn crude olumite into liquid polymer and waste gas. Gosh, I wonder what the flare stack could be for. When it's got a name like waste gas, you know it's not going to be particularly useful. Presumably there's a maximum number. I mean, I've got 5 on this one, but I don't think I've not really run into it, because the only things that connect are either the transformers, other pylons, and a few pieces of big machinery like this. So I don't know. I've got 4 pieces of pipe. That's not going to go very far. I'd like you to be a T-piece, and we'll rotate you like that. And you can have a T-piece, and you can have a T-piece. And then we're going to have straights going there, and oh dear, I've run out. Right, let's go and get some more pipe. Hopefully I've prevaricated about enough that over on the mall there'll be a decent amount of pipe available for me to collect. So let's go and find out. Or alternatively, I'll just jump straight into a side of a tree. That works too. So, over here, yes, this is the machine that makes pipes and also possibly goes ping. We have used basically all of the pipes that we've made. All right. And by used, I mean turned into other machinery all the way down here. So, but that's okay. I can run along the belt here going like that. And picking up at least most of them that way. There's not that much pipe needed. That's probably going to be enough. Let's head back over again. Actually, these guys could do with lights, couldn't they? All right, since I've got some lights now, I'll stick with these along here because I don't know why. You're not a pilot. You're not a light. You're a pylon. You're a light. Let's stick with these along here just because I've got them. Why do you not want to go there? Oh, that's where the sign is. That's awkward. I thought that was a good place to put them. I can put one in here at least. And here. And here. And here. Plus. Try again. Here. Here. And here. It's a little bit better. Then we don't get any over here because there's no no power infrastructure, no low voltage power infrastructure. But while we're on our way over, where are the other types of lights? I've not got any because I didn't make them in time. Fine, we'll just stick with these for now. I'll put one of these in here and here. There we go. There's a bit of light scattered around now, and now that means I can carry on with the pipes. That's a T piece. I didn't want that. I wanted that one straight, 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 and then from here, I've kind of got this. And we can put it in up there. That'll do. So I guess I'll do that, and then I think here I probably want to put in another T piece like that. In case we bring more oil in from over here because we find we're using it faster than I've allowed for at this point. Then, actually no, I changed my mind about that. Let's take that back out again. So up here, we'll use a T intersection like that, and then straight pieces, boink. Boink, and then a corner pointing downwards. If I can manage to work that one out, like that, and then that can come down a couple. Nope, that's not the right way. H. There we go. That way, and don't need another one. Now we need another corner. But the other way up, like that, sweet. Then I'll need several more corners. Yes, like that. And then, yeah, then I want a T-piece, like that. And then a straight to go in the middle of here. There we go. That should now be oil going into the input. It's not, but it should. Oh, maybe it is. Has it decided it wants to use that input? Yes, it has. It's decided it wants to use that input. Ah, goodness sake. Right, okay. Fine, be like that if you must. So, I guess that means on top of here... I need something to stand on. I'm too short for this malarkey. Time for a little bit of a nerd poll. That's probably going to be enough. Okay, pipe sections. So we need a T on the top of the lamp's in the way. The lamp is going away for the moment. The lamp will come back later when it's learned its lesson and isn't going to be quite so in the way. No. Wait, what do I want here? I want no. I want the. I could just put a 6-way intersection on the top here because I want. Oh, I don't want it over. Let's start from the other end. So from here, we have a corner, like that, and then we have a straight piece, like that, and then like that. Then here, I need to have... apparently I need to fall off. Here, I need to have a shape that doesn't exist. So I guess it doesn't. Not even a 4-way intersection. It needs to be a 3-way, but around a corner. So I guess I'll just use a 6-way ball like that. There we go. Okay, so now, yes, now that's filling up. Gloop, 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 gloop. And that means we now have yellow coming out here, waste gas coming out. Sorry, we have waste gas coming out here, and we have useful liquid polymer coming out here. So let's put in a vent of some sort, and by a vent of some sort I mean a flare stack. This guy. Okay, you're not huge. Let's put you over here, out, sort of slightly out of the way. So one of them, and I'll put it there. No, I won't. I'll rotate it so it's pointing in a helpful direction. Like that. Then, right, so you're the waste output. So how do I want, yeah, let's drop this down to ground level and go from there. So I'll need the pipes again. I want a corner. Building these pipes is kind of fiddly. No, pipe. I have to admit, this is not the easiest thing in the world to put together. But it basically works. It gives me lots of flexibility for my pipe work, which is kind of important. But also is a certain amount of faff. Right, so if I do that to there, then I put in I guess it's going to be another 6-way. Actually, no, 4-way would do here, like that. And then I can go back to putting straights in and and then a couple of corners, I guess. Because I didn't plan ahead at all. Right, there we go. So you probably don't need any configuring. You will just dump anything that's inserted. Yeah, there we go. So it's dissolving waste gas. Fine. It's getting rid of that. Here we have liquid polymer being output. Yes, this will absolutely be a fluid bus once I put in more of these machines. So a second one of these machines would go in here. It would be fed in. There will be a pipe going along from here that will feed in. That will have a pipe coming up to feed in into the next one. So the next one's actually going to have to be 2 squares across, which is slightly annoying. And then yes, there'll be this pipe will. There'll be another one of these coming down that will connect onto there, and then the output that I'm about to put in will also connect to the output from there. Will just go along at that height and connect to whatever it needs to. I think I'll probably have another pipe coming off there. I don't know what I'm going to do with this liquid polymer stuff yet, actually. So we've got We've got olymite refining, which turns crude olymite into liquid polymer. Excuse me. Make primitive explosives, make glass out of gravel. Interesting. Polymer board. There we go. That's something we're going to need to do. So that's made in a casting machine. So that's probably going to be the next thing I'll do here, and we'll turn that polymer into polymer boards. These are quite complicated. Not surprisingly, given they're the things for the spaceship. But that's thermalite sheet, steel beams, advanced machinery parts, concrete, and electronic components. Okay. So yeah, we'll produce those at some point, but at the moment we don't need to worry about that. That's not related to the polymer board. Oh, there's a filter loader. No, it's a filter loader, not a filter splitter, so that's not helpful. I haven't seen anything that actually requires the polymer board yet, apart from the large pylons. I should probably make some explosives and blow up a mountain at some point. That'd be fun. Thermalite sheet, robots. Yeah, none of this requires anything particularly complicated. Presumably the next science pack will require the thermalite sheets. Not thermalite sheets. The polymer sheets. Okay, so for that, I'm going to have a little bit of space here. and then maybe clear out this bit. This extra powerful drill is quite dangerous. I've knocked a hole in the floor when I didn't mean to. I mean, sure, I can refill it like that, but it's still I'm kind of trying not to. Right, so how big are the casting machines? Do I have a casting machine? What does the casting machine even look like? That. Okay. And I have one of them by the looks of it. Okay, so they're fairly big. Where does the fluid go in? Either end. Right, so I'll put that that goes this way around. It goes there, so I need another 2 rows of foundation in order to get that down. Let's put down 3 because I'm going to want to make exerters for that probably. Caster, that's you. You go there, lovely. And this is as described, as hoped, an input. So now I go back to the piping shenaniganery, and we'll have a. Oh no! We'll have a T piece here. No, we won't. We will have a 4-way here, like that, because then I can have a pipe coming out this side and going down that way. And if I ever put any more machines over here, I can do them with it as well. Then we'll have a straight pipe coming out this way, like so, and it will of course not line up with the with that thing. So we'll do at this point. I want to then have another 4-way. No, I don't. I want to have a T piece and another T piece. And then straight in there. There we go. And then we tell you that we want you to make the polymer boards. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, fine. We'll pick it up and we'll turn it round then. This is quite annoying. I thought people had learned not to do this by Factorio 2.0. So put that there, and then suddenly, as if by magic, it links up to the other input. And then I can configure this to make the polymer boards. And oh, as if by magic, it's filling up with the liquid polymer and starting to make the boards. Great. Go over there like that. Okay, so this is now making said polymer boards. We can use, we can put in a piece of belt here to take them away. Like that. Leaving, as you'll note, plenty of room for more machines when I inevitably realise I need several hundred of them. And I guess you can have one of those guys as well. Oh yeah, you need to be an exerter. Boop. Right. The chocolate is ready. Hurrah! Hello, Sophia. Right. So. I don't even remember what I needed this for. It wasn't much at this point. I think this is mostly I will probably need this at a later date for something else. So, good. And we're doing research rapidly to... Oh, no, we're not. We're not doing research to find out what we need it for. Okay, so do that. Basic Olamite processing. And from there, I can make... Well, the pylon 2, power pole 2, fine. But also circuit boards. So let's do that. And that's going to allow me to make orbital uplinks and sell the circuit boards as well. Sweet. Okay, Peter. Well, I'm sorry to hear it's so cold over there. I'd offer you some of the heat from over here if I could, but yeah, it's almost 28 degrees in here, and that's a little toasty. I've left the door open, which means I'll probably get some abuse later once I start being noisy and people try to sleep. But oh well, c'est la vie. Chemical processing, data cable, interesting. Freight elevator 2. What are you? Screen bot assembly and large transformers. So yeah, there's lots of hull improvements. There's lots of stuff coming up here. I think chemical processing sounds like a good one. Ignium powder, interesting. So we'll grab a couple of those. Right, so anyway, that's some plastic being made. I guess we'll research the circuit boards. Do we know what goes into it? Oh yeah, electronic components. Fair enough. So the question is, now, I get... actually, no, I say the question is, as if the answer wasn't obvious, is what do I do with the plastic sheets? Fairly clearly, the answer is I run the belt from here all the way back to the main factory and add it to my general supplies over there. So let's go and try and decide where I want to feed this in. And then run a ludicrously long belt over. Because as far as I'm aware, this game doesn't have trains. And I don't think has any plans to have trains. So I think I'll bring them to here, next to the money metals. And then from here I can spaghetti them to wherever they need to be. I need to build backwards to do this. Drag mode forward, drag mode backwards. Zoop. So we'll go over here like this to about here, and then we'll go, oh no, I can't get, oh no, there's a hill. 4? No, 4. But fortunately I have that, so I can do that, and then carry it. We're still dragging forwards, or dragging forwards again now, yes we are. What level am I at? What level am I meant to be at this point? The advantage of running about a mile this way before I bend the belt round is it gives me as much capacity to extend the plastic production as I need, because there's a really, really long straight belt that I can just go along putting machines along the side of without having to worry about anything. Right, so there's the belt over there. This is actually at the right height. So you know what? This can be the point where we bend it. And this can go over here. And I've run out of belts. Great. We can go to there, anyway. So that'll give us lots and lots of plastic to bring in, and then we can come over to... Oh, I've run out. Fine, we'll go and get some more. And what I meant by that is we'll have an enormous amount of it on the bus, so we shouldn't run out for a while. Yoink. Are you being chirpy? Yes, you are. How about not? I miss construction bots and logistics bots, I really do. And then we'll bring that from there and clip it onto the back of there. Right, we haven't got any... Oh, yeah, here come the plastic sheets now. So, they're being produced, they're being fed along here, they're going over here. I guess what I'll probably do is I'll set up an additional factory, probably about here, taking in... taking in copper and iron, making electronic components, and taking in the plastic sheets and making circuit boards. That should be should be quite good. Yeah, the flowers are quite pretty and also huge. Given that these blocks are presumably a meter, like in Minecraft, that means these plants are about 1.5 meters tall. That's quite big. Okay, so that'll get and poking up through the top of through the belt here as well. So that'll get over here in a while. I think, in the meantime, how far away was Mining Drill 2? I don't see Mining Drills 2. Okay, well, we'll do that upgrade another time then. So, somewhere around here is my second patch of xenoferrite. I can't tell. Oh, it's right behind me. Okay. Oh no, it's basically right underneath me. Okay. That's further down than I realised. I guess I'm going to have... I'll put in another... I'll put in some more elevators here. But my plan is that I want to have I want to have a supply of xenoferrite coming out of that patch down there, and being piped over to that patch there, and filling up, and then we can use that to top up any as that one starts to run out. Now, I'm also very tempted to have it being processed into iron plates as well. Yes, an elevator is definitely going to be the way to do this, because that's a long way down to dig by hand. How deep was it? 66 meters. Okay. Yeah, it's a long way down. Do I have elevators in my pockets? You're a pump jack. You're an elevator. No, you're an assembler. No, I've ditched them. Okay, let's go and get some elevators. I'll need 1 passenger and 2 freight, if I remember. There goes passenger elevators. Give me that. And freight elevators? No. Love freight elevators. Give me that. So. Yeah, so I'm going to want to have... I think I'm going to want to have iron plates and iron ore coming from here, because I need iron ore for making steel and for making concrete. And I need iron plates for basically everything else. So let's get basically all of the above. Passenger elevator. Put you there. Zoom. Right, and oh, that's convenient. Let's connect you right up to this pylon. Visit. Right, come in here, and right, I would like to make a new... Oh no, I want a config frame. So we'll call this is surface. Fine. Add station. It said 60. It said it was the ore patch was at about 66. So let's go there. Ore patch. Yes. Confirm. Right, so that now starts drilling. Lovely. While it's doing that... I was going to say that I want to put in a freight elevator right next to it, but actually I don't. What I want to do is go down in the lift and then put the freight elevator in down there and then hook it up appropriately. And then have it come up to about, I don't know, what height are we at here? 134, I think. Yeah, 130. So we're at 132. So I wanted to come back up to about 110, say. And then I can have a smelting area there underground with a big tunnel going off that way, taking off all the resources as required. Are you done yet? No. So still got some way to go. All right, while that's running, let's go and get some more mining drills, because I probably haven't got enough of them. And more crushers, more smelters, because I'm definitely going to need those. And probably, do I have inserters? I have some inserters. I have almost 80 inserters. That's probably all right. Let's get some more belts, because I always need more belts. In fact, let's get more belt 2s, because I'm going to want to run this at full speed, absolute maximum speed I can. So we'll take those. Mining drills, yes please. Smelters, yes please. Only 10 of them at a time. Jesus, that's a bit stingy. Crushers, yes please. Pylon, transformer. Do I have any transformers left? Yes, got transformers still. Okay, that's all the yeah. I think that's everything I need for this project. I should put some signs up along here, really, shouldn't I? But I got the freight elevators. I don't even know what half these things are. Let's just leave that for now. I'll signpost that up later. Right, take me to the ore patch. Take me to your ore patch. Down we go. So, at the bottom of here, I can then start digging out, and this should take me down to basically to where the, yes, that patch is. Ooh, this stuff's a bit harder. No wonder I needed to upgrade my mining power before I could get through here. So this is going to take a little bit of clearing out. Any questions? Give me something to talk about while I'm digging my way towards this patch of iron. I have to admit, I am probably doing this a little bit prematurely. I don't actually need to be digging it out yet, but it's sort of a thing to play. Oh, here we go. Here it is. It's a thing to play with, and it's a new novel thing that I haven't had to do before, so it's sort of kind of fun. African or European? I mean, I'm already in the hole. I can't fall down the chasm. Okay, so this is my new xenoferrite patch. Lovely, just what we always wanted. The question is, how much area around it is it worth digging out? And the answer is, I think, enough that I can put in sort of 10 mining drills around it. Maybe more than 10, actually. I don't know. Because I do want to have lots and lots of drilling capacity here. And the ability just to rip through this, produce several belts worth of iron. There's no point in expanding if you're not going to make it big and powerful, is there really? Oh, we've gone down a bit, but that's a good thing actually, because I do want to be slightly lower down, because I'm going to need to run the foundations through here as well. Hey, fluid assembler, nice. I don't know what I assemble. Well, obviously I assemble fluids with it, but I don't know what that means. There's as far as I'm aware, there is no gravity in this game. It's like Minecraft in that you can have as bigger you can have things just floating in the air if you want. It's not as clever as, say, Dwarf Fortress, where you need, or RimWorld, where you need to actually worry about supporting your ceilings. Right, I'm going to need space for my transformer in here. They are 2x2, so that's the right size hole. I'm not sure how tall they are, though. It's probably taller than that. Never mind. Actually, I can put in the foundations straight away like that, and then down there as well. Then when I put in the when I find out whether I can put the transformer in. Nope. Right click. There we go. Where's the debris on the top of it? There it is. Let's put it like that so I can at least get at the control panel. And then you to you. No, there's something between them. Okay, let's do a little bit more digging. There we go. That's quite nicely tucked into a hole there, isn't it? I'm sure that won't cause any kind of overheating. What do you mean? Oh, I need space over here as well, do I? How's that? There we go. So now we should have power. That seems to be, yeah, there we oh. Ha! I need another transformer on the main area in order to bring more power in there. That's slightly concerning. Okay, I better do that at some point. Now is not the time, but at some point I will do that. How far along the tech tree am I? That's a very good question. If I say I've got green science and I've just unlocked and built oil processing, will that answer your question? Do you know your way around the game, or are you just asking out of curiosity, as sort of as a percentage? Because I can't give you a percentage, but if you know the game, then I can tell you that I've got green science and I've just built an oil processing system. And I'm being a little bit premature about upgrading my my iron supply because it's a little bit My starter patch is, it's not even running out. I'm just being proactive and playing with new with making an underground mine, basically. Okay, so I've got somewhere in my inventory, I have got my mining drills, drone miners rather. So I'll put them in along, yeah, a row, basically a row along here like this. Like that. I think I should be doing this with explosives, actually. I think before I go and spend all the amount of time it's going to take to dig out a big enough hole to put my smelting system into, I'm going to make some explosives and do it that way, because I think that's going to be a lot easier and a lot more fun. Also, I don't need that, or that. That's going to block access for the drills, for the miners. Same with that. I don't know if it actually is going to block access, but it feels like it's kind of in the way. So I'll get rid of a load of that out of there. And also, you know, save resources. Yeah, I suppose that's a fair way of looking at it. The first mumble of it, however long you want to think about it as, is about getting you used to the sort of the way the game works and how to dig up resources and all that sort of thing. And then later, this is sort of the point I've got to now. I can start messing around with slightly more advanced stuff. Can I get that in there? No, it's too awkward. Yes, green is the third pack. You're quite right. So I put another one of these here, and so on and so on down there. But I'm going to come back with something that's going to hopefully open this area up a bit more quickly, because then I can go here. My plan is to put in a I suppose I could do everything down. No, I'll bring everything up in a freight elevator up to level 110, 115, something like that, and then build my smeltery at that level. I think that's the way to go. So, take me to the surface. Going up. So how do I explode things? Detonate explosive charge. That's quite expensive for just something to blow things up a little bit, but okay. Own explosives are a thing as well. Where do I get explosives? Are they a component? Presumably a component. No, it's robots. Components, here we go. Explosives, primitive. Fine. I guess we'll be primitive. Oh, and I need biomass for that. Okay. So that is a reason to research those greenhouses that I've been not bothering to research for ages. And to stop throwing away all the biomass that I end up with. At least this isn't a million miles from absolutely everything else in my factory, unlike the oil processing, which you can't even see off in the distance over that way somewhere. Let's grab a little bit of biomass while I'm thinking about what I want to do. Or rather, thinking about where I want to put the explosives. And I think I've decided. Because the explosives use the coal, I'm going to put that over here, basically, where the coal comes from. I can put in another splitter here. We can do explosive making around here. Then maybe feed them over to the bus to be turned into the actual real explosives. Deployable explosives, that's the word I'm looking for. So if I take out a couple of pieces of this, then put in one of these here, that'll do that nicely. And then I've forgotten the recipe already, so let's have a look in here. And I want to make explosives, which is ignomore rubble, technomore rubble. Oh, goody. I need to bring copper ore over here somehow. And biomass. Right. Okay. So my copper ore comes from here.
Fantastic progress. Incorporating plants and trees into our factory setup
taking a big bite out of this.
Enhances its aesthetic, but also contributes to a thriving ecosystem. With the greenhouse ready, we can now multiply the seeds we've discovered and embark on planting trees.
I don't know if I want to plant trees. I'm sure they're very pretty. There's some seeds, seeds, but I'll actually let's keep them just in case I need them to in the greenhouse. We'll get rid of that little bit of ignum because I don't know what to do with it. Right, and now I can make a trench across here. Right, where am I? Okay, so I need to take it over to there. So I'm going to build a hole because I'm good at that. Like that. And then the foundation can come over from over here. Here's my electricity coming over. La 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 la. Build to there. And then, did I dig a hole in this? No, I didn't. Come down there and there. And that can get there and there. And we'll bring this out here. And then here's my ore. So we'll put in, I guess a patch of this. Let's just do that. Be quick and easy about it. Then I can put in a mining drill down here, like this, with an inserter on this side. Excuse me. Oops, made a hole in the floor. There we go. Right, so what was I saying? Yes, an inserter here. And then I'm going to run this underground for sort of aesthetic type reasons, so as not just have a massive great hole everywhere. So let's take this down a bit. I'll put in a ramp down here. That's not a ramp. That's a ramp. And I'm leaving this square here deliberately in case I need to expand this at a later date and have 2 mining drills running off for this patch. I don't expect to, but you never know. Let's go down another one as well. Like that. And then at this point, now I think I can start to go horizontal. So I've made a hole too deep. Alright, we'll put in one more. Oh, maybe I haven't quite made it deep enough. There we go. All right, this is definitely deep enough now, so I can do that. And I think I need a 3-high tunnel for this because I'm going to put a belt in the bottom one, and I believe I'm exactly 2 squares tall. So yeah, I feel like I wouldn't fit if I had rock above me. Okay, so now I just need to go this way for probably about here, and then branch across, come up over here, and we'll have 2 of the ingredients there. I'll then put in some greenhouses around here, get some biomatter flowing in as well, and I can make explosives. At least the drilling is nice and quick through this stuff. Well, that does tend to lead to occasional accidental overshoots, but basically it's nice and quick through this. It just all falls apart in front of me. Let's do 2 at a... Oops. Let's just do 2 at a time for now, and then come back and do the 3rd level later, because I think this is going to be easier. How far have I got? Nearly far enough. How's that? That's far enough. Okay. There's my initial tunnel, and then I'll go over this way as well. A little bit more. I should probably dig down from the surface, really. But let's just be brave. So I'll have 2 there for an up one. 2 there for up the next one. 1, 2 for the next one. Ooh, I'm starting to see surface. Hooray! Daylight! Okay, it's not quite where I wanted to come up, but it's pretty damn close. So I think I'm reasonably happy with that. Yeah, we can bring that belt over here and then build it in this sort of area here. I don't expect to need enormous amount of explosives, or at least not yet. So I think that's probably going to be all right. Maybe famous last words. We shall see how that goes. Right, so sloping up. Boom. 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 Actually, if I build the belt and then just never come back in this tunnel again, it doesn't need to be any higher than this. The ceiling doesn't need to be any higher. Okay, I appear to have had an extra accidental descent over here. Not sure how that happened. Right, so it comes to here. And I've trapped myself. Trapped myself because the ceiling's too low. Right, so now I just need to have one final piece of ramp in here, and this needs to be a down ramp like that. Boom! Right, so now I can leave here. Oh, can you drag slopes as well? Okay, that's going to be useful information for later, I think. Right, and there we go. That's just disappearing into the ground now. Do I have any safety railings left? Yes, I've got 12. Which is, of course, not enough, but I'll put them down anyway. Do I have the parts to make more? Maybe, actually. They probably count as decor. Nope, I've run out of xenoferrite, as usual. Let's go and grab a little bit more. They're just belts. I don't need maintenance access. Yes, probably famous last words there, but... if I need maintenance access, I can dig another shaft. That's not a problem. I'm good at digging. Right, where was that? That was just over here. Nope, not there. And a couple of corner pieces as well. There they are. There we go. Health and safety. I mean, there's still plenty of open mine patch to fall into here, but basically healthy and safe. So, with any luck, if I now run back over here, there'll be some copper ore ready for me. Hurrah! Great success. Right. What am I doing with that? Oh yeah, making explosives, but I needed the greenhouse research, so I need to craft a greenhouse. Oh, that needs glass. Okay, so I need to make some glass. That needs... that's meant to be I meant to be components there. That needs gravel in a smelter. Okay. So over... I have gravel at the moment. I think I'm just going to... until I need a large quantity of this, I'm just going to run over and like grab a handful of it, and there's a way through here somewhere, isn't there? Yeah, yeah. In the hole. There we go. I'll just come over here and grab a couple of big handfuls of gravel. There's some. And I'm full. Of course I'm full. Why am I always full? Because I've picked up an enormous quantity of dirt, that's why. Give me that. Right, that's some gravel. There we go. And you thought getting stuck on pipes in Factorio was bad. Right, so I need somewhere where I can just drop in a smelter for a moment. Can I put one on this and have it work? Let's find out. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try anyway because I'm silly like that. Just put you there. Do you get power? No. So I need to find a patch like this and put it down here. I've lost it again. Smelter. There we go. Smelter. Turn on. There we go. Manage inventory. I would like you to have this gravel. There we go. Now that'll make me some glass. And once I've got like 6 of it, I think it was, I can start making. I can make a load of. I can make a greenhouse out of it. It's getting rather dark in here. Let me just turn the lights on. One moment. There we go. Safety approved indeed. You're exactly right. Diravodest, I guess. Right, so I'll yoink that. That's enough now. And then I should be able to make myself a convenient greenhouse. Except more xenophorite plate. Which is what's being made here in general. Just not quite right here. Oh, no, it's not. This is making steel, not plate, not iron. Right, make me a greenhouse. There we go. So that'll be over here somewhere. Here is a place. So let's run a trench. Yep, I can go from there. That's fine. This is exasperating. I've got too many different things. Can I auto... There we go. If I just tidy my inventory up and pile all the piles up into piles, then suddenly I've got enough inventory space. Right, how big is this greenhouse I've just built? It is 5 by 7. Okay. It's really hard to count blocks when they're like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And somewhere for the power for the inserter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Ignore the hole. I've run out of foundation again. Jeez. At least I'm in the right place to get some more very, very quickly this time. There it is. Foundation. Yoink. What are you doing there? Stop that. There we go. And now I can put down that greenhouse I just made. I could rotate it to be like this. It's probably going to be fine. Let's do that. That is... Oh, it requires an... Oh, of course it requires water. Why wouldn't it? It's going to be water, isn't it? Configure greenhouse. Right, so what have we got here? Okay, this is a bit more complex than I was expecting. Hang on. So you put in a seed and a load of mineral rocks and a load of water, and you get a 50% chance of getting, what, three seeds back? Yeah, so for whatever seeds you feed in, okay. But I want biomatter to come out of this thing. I'm clearly missing something here. Yeah, okay, so we've got all this nonsense. It's not going to be metallurgy because it's not metal. It's not going to be in break ball. It's not going to be there. Oh, unless this is just a way you make... unless you just have to use biomass, because this is primitive explosives I'm trying to make. It's just you need to keep feeding this yourself. That's possible. In which case this greenhouse is pointless. That's just there to allow me to make more seeds for planting around the place. Can I? Yeah, so I can plant this and I can choose what sort of tree I want. Say I wanted a birch tree 3, for example. I could plant it here. And it will grow over time because it's a tree. Yeah, so my theory is that in order to make the biomass, sorry, in order to make primitive explosives, because they're primitive, you're expected to just hand feed them, like you hand feed the burner generators right at the beginning of the game, or the biomass generators, whatever they're called. So I'll do this and this, and then I'll be feeding in and then I'll bring in the biomass by hand rather than by automation, which is mildly annoying but nothing serious. And over here it's a bit lower down. Okay, so we start from here. 1, 2, 3. I can't even remember what machine I was supposed to be feeding this into. Let's have a look. So primitive explosives go in an assembler. Okay, fine. Those are 3x3, so that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and a fourth one for inserters. Three. And one for the belt. I'm going to need to bring that power over here somehow, so let's dig a hole through here. Like that. Then that can come through there, like so. Then, hopefully I've got an assembly machine left. Yes, there we go, an assembler. So I'll put one of you guys in there. I would like you to make me some primitive explosives, which are in components, primitive explosives. And I'll give you my biomatter. I'll have a bit more belt along here. Like that. And then a number 6, like that. And a number 7, like that. And there we go. Boom! We are now making explosives. However, that's only the first stage, only the first step. Because the explosives then need to be turned into handhelds. They need to be turned into explosive charges. To assume I can do with this. The primitive recipe, the recipe is just primitive but makes explosives, I think. I hope. So then over here I can make these explosive charges from, I need iron and explosives and wire and electronic components. Fine. I'd like to automate that. I'm assuming that I will do research into better explosives at some point, and I'll be able to make them from maybe oil instead, or plastic instead of tree. But for the time being, I mean, I can steal those, and I can handcraft. I'm going to want a detonator, but okay, I can handcraft my explosive charges. Let's go and get some additional electronic components and make a detonator and blow something up. It's rather expensive to make a detonator, but I'm assuming it's going to be a tool that you can reuse for as long as you want. I don't know how many that is. 40 electronic components, and I have 29. Is that right? Yes, spot on. Boop, give me one of those. Can make myself another 7 mining drills. I assume I can't dual wield them though. Also an orbital uplink. I think I've already got one of those. Paint roller for going around painting stuff, I guess. And I can make a toilet plunger out of my biomass and another scanner, but I don't need one. Let's make another explosive charge sword just because I can. Okay, so I guess I might as well put some of these things on the on my hotbar here. So we'll have the explosives there, and I'll put the detonator there as well. I don't even know what that is. Shows how important it is. Space station terminal, don't need that. Assembler's there, kind of useful. I'll keep that, although I normally grab that out of my inventory. Right, let's find something to blow up. Should we blow a hole in the side of this hill just to see how powerful my explosive charges are? Right, let's put you there. Retire to a safe distance. Ready for fireworks? Fire in the hole! That's not a bad hole, actually, if I do say so myself. That's a decent size, and we've blown a hole that I reckon is a good, well, from the center of the charge was probably about level with here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like it's taken out a sphere of radius 5 from where the explosive charge was. That's pretty good. I approve of that. I shall go and get some more explosives and experiment further. And I'm trying very, very hard not to say that's what she said. Oh dear, I failed. Right, so there's another 20-something explosives. And I can craft another none, because I've run out of electronic components again. Right, so okay, this needs to be automated. I need to have a supply of these. So I guess I have a couple of machines over here. Annoyingly, I need to make this is a slightly annoying recipe because it needs wire coils. The rest of it I can just ship over here fairly easily, but I'm going to need to have 2 machines and a bit of faffery pokery in order to do the wire coils. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. Have I made this wide enough? Yes, I have. I just can't count. Okay, that's fair enough. Boink. There we go. And then doink and doink. And you know what? Let's have some fun with this. Let's take out that and put in that. Hey, you can drag slopes. Who knew? The person who told me knew. Thank you. And then put in just 2 of those, I think. Then we can have the slope come back down again. Not there. No. Back down again. And hopefully that'll be in a position where, yeah, if I then need something else over here, then my next machine can take the iron from here if it has to. Right, and then here I just need 2 pieces like that because you can't. Unfortunately, you can't you can't direct feed from one machine into another. There is no direct insertion in this game. But that's going to be wire coils. This is going to be explosives. Which I've lost. Handheld, aren't they? Yes, there we go. Explosive charges. This is going to then also take in with a long boy. Like, well, I say long. These count as mediums now. Can we put it in the right place, please? Oh, bother. Okay, that hasn't worked. Yeah. Because I can't fit the you need to already be up 2 before you can do that. That's really annoying. Alright then, forget that then. That's a shame. It would have been fun to do it like that. It's just a shame it doesn't work. So instead of all that excitement, we are going to just have, we'll do it rather boringly, this belt's just going to carry on like this belt will carry on like that as well. And then here, we will have a piece of belt from, I'm trying to count and it's difficult, from here to here. And we'll get rid of, what are you? Oh, you're a support for one of my things. Alright, we won't destroy you just yet then. And I guess that, oh no, that won't work. Oh, this is tricky. Oh, I know what I can do. I can have it come in like that. From over there somewhere. Then we use some of these, and I've only got one of them, but we'll put one in there as an unloader. There we go. And one of these as a loader, like that. And then I'll get some more tier 3 inserters, because I clearly need them. And then you are going to have 2 of these, one there and one there. What else do you need? You need iron, so that's a short one. If you need a third thing from this side, I'll be very sad. No, so that's the explosives and the iron and the copper cables, and then you need electric components, which come from over here, and that's another short one. So that goes there. Then round here, oh no, you're already programmed. Right, so that's everything but the actual explosives now. So come back over here, and another belt comes from here like this, and we're going to go over that, and then like this and this and this. There, job done. Oh no, not job done. Need an inserter, an exerter over here, like this. Moop. Right, and there are my somewhat primitive explosives. And then every so often I can come over here and go have some more of my biomatter. I've been throwing quite a lot of that away, which is mildly upsetting, but c'est la vie. Now what I should actually do is put in a big warehouse box thing here to feed, to put all of my biomatter into, and then have another belt running along here, and then I can have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or however many machines along here all making explosives. But to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to rattle through that many explosives. And I probably am. Let's be fair. As soon as now that I can mine with explosives, I'm going to be wanting to do it a whole lot more, aren't I? Let's be let's be honest with ourselves here. Explosives are going to become my new favourite tool. Oh no, I didn't need to take out that one. Oh well. Do need to take out that bit, and that bit, and that bit. And then down to here. Right, so this is the area I need to mine out. Let's take this bit out as well. Oh, and I need to take a stripe along the side there out to... and I'm not going to do this with explosives because it'd be too much. This is only a shallow trench. Explosives are far too overpowered for this. And then along here, like this. Oop. There we go. Put a block of that in there. It's the wrong colour, but I don't care. It's going to be covered up with a belt anyway. And then whoop, fill that up like that. And actually, no, it's control. Is it control Q? Yes, it is. This is probably massive overkill, but I don't care. As they say, there is no such thing as overkill. Only open fire and time to reload. Across there, and then these 2 belts, boink, and yoink, Did we get that one? No, there we go. Right, so have all of that. And then along here, boink, 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 boink. Boink, 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 and 7. Boink, boink, boink. Right, now all I need is a feed coming out of here. So that is going to require... Oh yeah, I've heard of the reference points thing. Yes, that's a good point. I forget about it though because I'm me. But there, it's a good idea. I should try and use that sometimes. So I'll make one of those. And then we'll put that in here. I will need some more of that there. Empty, fine. Have some of that. There we go. And have some of that. And output. There we go. So now we've got the biomatter coming out along here. You'll want one of these eventually as well. So now all the machines should be able to start making explosives. At least once the biomatter filters through to them. Yep, they all seem to be working. Lovely. There's a little bit more biomatter. A whole 8. So now I can run around knocking down trees, but for a good actual good reason for once, rather than just because I feel like it. Let's get some of these big ones. 22 from that one. And that one. 14, 18. Right. Out. I'm in a hole. No. How do I get out of the hole? Like that, obviously. I think that might be another place that needs my emergency warning thingies. What are they called? Barricades. These things. Let's put some of these around the hole here. And then straight pieces. Zoop. I'll probably have to demolish these next time I fall in there because I won't be able to get out. But that takes you down to the coal mine, the coal face. But I couldn't get out without making them. Yeah, so that was annoying. Right, loads of explosives. The explosives are being made much faster than they're being used. Are things working over here? Is it just that we're full? No, it's just that we're fairly slow at making them. Right, so I can steal all those explosives. Now we play a quick game of where on earth was I? Oh yes, I was going to go down and blow up some enormous holes around that iron mine I was building. I remember. You know what? Since I've probably got a lot of earth in my pockets, let's fill in this hole here because it looks a bit silly. There we go. Much better. Right, take me down to the ore patch. I haven't discovered yet what happens if I try and blow something I want to use up. If I try and blow up one of my own buildings. So I guess we're probably going to find out because I'm bound to be a little bit careless, but we'll try not to be too destructive. Right, it's playtime. Okay, so we're going to be making holes about 5 across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I put one of these here. Then that is just going to open out the entire area. So let's do that. Fire in the hole. Okay, that was a little bit more expensive than I intended. So, turns out, blowing stuff up, blowing your machines up, will absolutely wreck them. I don't know what I was expecting, really. I hadn't seen any evidence of things being destructible before, or taking damage. So, in a way, I'm glad I did the experiment. However, I'd rather not have destroyed quite so many of my mining drills while I was doing that, especially as they're all full of iron ore, which doesn't seem to have been scattered all over the floor for some reason. Right, let's do a spot of rebuilding. So I guess around here, I'm not actually going to be using explosives for mining quite as much as I thought I was. At least not just yet. At least, sorry, not in the not close to stuff I actually care about. But that's fair enough. At least I've sort of found out the limits of the system, and at least I didn't blow up the elevator. So that was a little bit yeah, unfortunate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I put one of these here, then I'm still going to start. I'm still going to take. Everything's too close together. Right. Let's do some deconstruction. So if I take out from there to over there somewhere and upwards as well. Right. So just demolish everything. Then I can put these into a place like that. And yeah, make myself a play area. So this time let's put one up here and one over here. Where did that go? Okay, that's a bit too high up, but never mind. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is allowing me to very, very quickly dig out some lots and lots of area for future use. Now, hang on, I wasn't going to do the smelting at this level. I've been sort of digging a tunnel out that way to use for smelting without really thinking about it. Oh well, never mind. Right, so I am going to tidy this area up a little bit. Bring this level down one. Remove these as well. Okay, Metbar. Well, thanks for joining. We'll catch you on when's my next stream? Monday for the Factorio stream. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Can't blow up ore on elevators. That's good. Yeah, I noticed the ore didn't seem to be too bothered by it, and I wasn't 100% sure whether that was just because I was mining, not knocking chunks off it or what. But it didn't seem to care. So that was good to see. Right, now I can put in. Right, I want 3 rows. So I want basically that much across there. So that's going to be one lot of mining drills, and then over here I want 3 rows up to there. Technically I want 4, but the 4th one can be made out of some form of rock. That's fine. Have I got any of some form of rock? I have got some form of rock. So we'll put in the piece for belt coming over here like this. And like this for now. It's a different coloured stone at this point, which is interesting. Then, I blew up my substation as well. That's annoying. I think I did. Yeah, I must have done, because it's not here. That's a pretty good sign it's been destroyed. Right, so you are actually going to need to go down one. And then over here, like there. I can't see what I'm doing. This. Too much. Let's just slow way. Alright, and then back to placing the stone. Where's my stone? There's my stone. Come across here like that, and then we'll put it. Well, I don't actually need. No, don't come across here like that. Instead, I want it to come across over here somewhere, and we'll just put an elevator in. About, well, it's going to be one lower, isn't it? So we'll put one in here. Put a freight elevator in at this height. I forget how big a freight elevator is. Let's give a bit of space. I think it's only too high, but right. Okay, so we'll do that much. And then in the backpack, freight elevator. Are you a top or a bottom? Okay, it's one wider than that. But let's set you to be a bottom anyway. There we go. And so yeah, you need to be a bit wider over here. And probably a bit deeper, I think. That was deeper than I was expecting it to be. Try it again, see if it fits this time. There we go, perfect. Boink. Yeah, that looks right. And so that means I can then use some of that extra stone I've just dug up to go from there to there. I can now get my mining drills. These guys. Five of them there, and I've fallen in the hole. I'm trapped. How do I get out? I don't. Okay. There we go. I'm out. And I can put some more of these along here as well. Like that. I know they've got no power. That's fine. Getting caught, stuck in the holes. Right, and then from here, the next thing is going to be conveyor belt 2s. So I'll bring one of them along here. Now at this point, I'm just going to run a single conveyor belt 2. However, this is going to be very, very easy to increase to multiple belts in the future. So that'll go to there. And then we'll have one coming along here as well. And then we go in with the inserters like this. I think that's all of them. Oh, missed one. Yeah, okay. My clicking is rather inaccurate, it seems. But as long as they've all got, as long as every single one of them has got an exerter, then that's what matters. And I think this one at the end's got 2. But other than that, they've got one each. That one, and that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so next thing is power. Let's do that again. And try not to blow it up this time. Fortunately, I've still got plenty of the transformers, and by plenty I mean 2 or 3, and I can't see them. Oh, there they are. Yep, still got 3 of these guys, so I can put one of these in here like that, and then cable it in like this, and suddenly all of these should start working. Yep, all the screens have lit up, oop, and suddenly bots and mining. Lovely. All in perfect sync. Right, and then, yes, there we go. There is our, that will easily be a solid yellow belt, but we'll deal with that later. So, remove that, and then over here, I want to have an inserter, because of course I do. Oh, that's going to need power. Forgot about that. Let's go all the way across here, so that if I do decide that I want to have 4 belts going in here later, then I can. So that goes there, and then an inserter like that, and that will feed. Yep, there we go. Feed straight into the freight elevator. Okay, so that's step N. So now, as you said, I wanted to go up to about. So I want to open the config frame. I want to go to somewhere a bit lower than that. So 115 seems like a reasonable area. So we'll call this one smelting. And it'll be at 115, and yeah, confirm, and then take me to smelting. And this, I guess, is where I do lots and lots of explosive-based mining because, well, if the elevators are indestructible and hopefully I'm indestructible. I don't know if I'm indestructible. I will... Let's be safe first. Let's not do my initial bout of mining with the explosives. Let's dig a little tunnel first. In fact, I want them probably to be... So how far is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's put some explosives here and see what happens. I think this is about right. Explosives. That's not where I put it, but never mind. Boom! Right, try it again. That's not where I meant to put that either. Can I just mine it as I normally can? No. Can't reach it. Oh well. Boom. Yeah, this is a lot. It's a lot easier, but a lot less accurate than the other methods of mining that I've used in the past. But it is quite satisfying. Right, okay, that's a some area opened up for us, shall we say? And you know what? Let's just do this as well. There we go. There's my freight elevator space. So this seems to be sort of the level I've dug down to at the moment. I think this one actually. Let's take this level out and use this as sort of 0. And this will be the area that I cover with. Foundation, and then anything under this we can just ignore and build over the top of. So the only problem with mining with explosives, and there's loads of room to expand if I need it, but if I'm mining with explosives then I need to have not built anywhere near it before I try and expand. So I can put in, well, I've only got 40 left, but I can put in a chunk of this like this. Actually not all the way across there because that's where the elevator goes. Maybe I'll lift that up a little bit, like to the same height as everything else is at. So I'll take some of this and fill in that hole there, and yeah, just one more, like that. Then I can put in my my shiny new freight elevator in here, like that. But this is to be a top end of an elevator, so like that. Oh, okay, it's just digging out a hole underneath itself anyway. Fine, be like that. See if I care. So I want to build this across in front of it, like that. And probably like that as well, because I'm going to have a belt coming out of here. And across here. And then that means I can then come in. Actually, you know what? Let's put. Oh, I've already done that here. Let's put some of this along here, like that. And I can have my inserters, which are here, 6, like that. And you ought to be an exserter. Oh, come on, don't stop getting stuck in holes. Boop, like that. And absolutely nothing's come out. Great. I think I'm going to have to go down and investigate why we're not getting anything through at this point. But I'll fill this hole back in again, like that. So at least we don't have as many fall hazards around here. I suppose I could fill that one in as well. In fact, you know what would be a good idea? Let's just generally go along here like this and fill in all of this. to this height. As much as possible, anyway. I'll probably need to chisel a bit more out of the walls along here as well, I suspect. But this is a good... This I feel like is a good start. This is going to be... Well, eventually, when I come back with more foundation, I can have a good big storage area here. But for now, I need to work out why we're not getting any iron ore out of this. So, take me back down to the ore patch, and we'll investigate what's going on. Oh, you can pick the so you can pick the explosives up, but do you do that with the mining drill or with the deconstructor? The deconstructor tool didn't seem to work. The mining drill probably would have, but I think it was out of reach because it was on the ceiling. And that's why I couldn't grab it. Right, so that's pouring into the freight elevator, and it's going up. Am I just being impatient and it hasn't had time to get there yet? Maybe. Ooh, I could run another belt already, actually. Let's do that. Except I've run out of... Oh, no, I've got some of this earth. This will do. Run that to there. Then this to there. Another one of these there. Remove that. And put in one of these here. There we go. Twice as much. Lovely. Okay, so that's loading it up there. In fact, it's loaded it... Well, I think it just hadn't got far enough up yet. I think it's just being a bit slow. So I'm going to go back up again and have a look. Maybe I'll try... Once I get outside again, and I'm not going to blow up a load of stuff that I care about. Actually, I could do it in my cavern up here. Try and pick up one... I can drop an explosive and try and pick it up again. Oh, no power. That's why. Okay, fair enough. Forgot about that. Let's tuck this in the corner out of the way. I think this is probably sufficiently out of the way, actually. And I'm going to need one of... Where are they? These. And a cable to go from there to there. And boom, as if by magic, we now have power. So how's the grid doing? We still... Actually, this is still a problem over here. I need to fix that. But the power generation... We still seem to have more than we need. Although I don't think we've got more than we need by very much. I may need to go over and put in an additional turbine. And, do I need anything else? Is it just... No, there's a turbine and... Oh, there's a boiler of some sort over there as well. So we'll head over and put in some more of those. Right, but there we go. We've now got that coming out there. So the other thing I was going to do was try putting down some explosives and seeing if I can pick them up again. So let's do that. I can reach those. Oh yeah, you just click on it and you pick them up again. Okay, that's worth knowing. Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to need a lot more foundation before I can do anything useful at all useful with that. So let's go to the surface. Uh-oh. Word of advice, never use a lift when you've got explosives in your hand because you'll just throw one of them out. And when I blow that up, I don't know what it's going to destroy. I don't know how, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to deactivate it. That's a problem. Oh dear. In the meantime, I might take out my power thing, substation. So what do I want? I wanted foundations. There we go. And then I want to copy this entire system. So we've got smelters here, we've got crushers here. But first, I need another one of these. And I need to link it up like this. And straight, right? So the grid is strained. Yeah, so we don't have enough power generation at the moment. So it's time to get another turbine, pipe, boiler. I need a boiler. I think. Actually, if they come in stacks of 20, I've probably already got boilers. And, oh, there's a turbine as well. So I've got turbines, I've got boilers. Right, let's head over and... Have I got pipes? Who asked you? Have I got pipes? I don't care if you don't know. Yes, I've got pipes. Right. Off to do the power thing. Right, the power, unfortunately, is rather a long run across the desert because that's the nearest place where there was water. Well, water and coal, particularly. So I've done a very long line of generic pylons. It might not be this line, actually. It might be the one that's over there. No, I think it must be this row of pylons. Because for most things, the amount of stuff that's stored in the output buffer of the assembly machine is sufficient. Going over and grabbing 50 inserters at a time, or 200 belts, or 200 foundation, most of the time is sufficient. It's not always. Sometimes foundation perhaps could do with having a bit more stored, but generally, I don't need massive quantities more than I'm getting. Right, so we have boiler, turbine, turbine. That's very basic. Wow. I'm going to want at least 2 more, because if we're... I don't know why I put all that down, actually. Presumably that's not required. Because these things are not power using machines. These are not connected to the low voltage grid. These are connected to the high voltage grid. Yes, you're happy with that. But you in there. And you in there. Are you a happy bunny? No, you do need foundation. Great. Okay. Well, I thought it was worth a try. That maybe they did, because they weren't doing anything with the normal low voltage grid. They didn't need a foundation, but it turns out they do. And this bit, boom, 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 boom. Right, and then this fills up that space like so. And then we can have another one of these here, and another one of these somewhere. Here. There we go. And hopefully everything, we'll just get past some nice pass-throughs, keeping all of that working. And I can put in an inserter there, and an inserter there. And it pumps in the fuel, pumps in the water, and we get steam coming out, being made in there. Excellent. How is my coal supply? Yeah, that's still fine. There's a bit of, it ran rather quickly for a moment while it was filling the buffers up, but now it's okay. I say it's okay. I don't think I could double this again. It's no grid connection. Yeah, I know. I don't think I could double that again, but without it being a problem. What do you mean blocked? What's it blocked by? It's blocked by another cable, I think. Stupid thing. Alright, so cable for that. Put another pylon in on this convenient block here, and then run that onto there, and then run a cable from there to there. Right, there we go. What are you doing? Go away. Apart from floating in the air for some reason, which is very strange. Oh. Try again. There to... What do you mean it's blocked? What the hell is it blocked by? Part of the other turbine. Okay. This is a very fussy system. So let's put the next one in here, and then from that we can go to there, and then hopefully that'll be able to go into the next one without whinging about it. Right, that seems to be working. Let's have a look at the grid stats. And there we go. We've now got 7 megawatts on the being used on the grid. We're at about just under 50% consumption by the looks of it. Over here, we've got 10 megawatts available in the main factory. There's quite a lot of stuff in there. and we're using 2/3 of it. Everywhere else, it's silly little amounts because it's just a handful of most of it seems to be a handful of just a few loaders. That's bizarre. Then we've got some drone miners on that one, some more drone miners on that one, and on that one, and they're all tiny amounts. They're all kilowatts. Yeah, I'm gonna stop sticking my head in that generator because it's making my ears go funny. What are you? Oh, you're you're an emergency burner generator in case everything falls apart. Fair. You're not even connected though. Oh yeah, so I can drop a piece of foundation in there and bootstrap the mine down underneath. That's okay. That makes sense. Oh, it's nice to have got slightly further away, so I can so I don't have that rumble in my ears anymore. Okay, let's head back over again. We've got enough power again now, so that's nice. And that should do me for quite a long time. I will need to make my factory twice as big before I have to worry about power again. At least the robot can swim without sort of, I don't know, short-circuiting or drowning or something. Oh, it's one of the spaceships coming in. Trump, 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 trump. From one type of desert to another type of desert. See if we can get myself run over by a spaceship. No, let's not see if we can get myself run over by a spaceship. Because I'll feel very silly if it turns out you can. Right, how much foundation have I got left? Only 86. Let's get some more. Yeah, maybe foundation should be being put in a storage container of some sort. It's about the only thing I think that I feel maybe should be, because I do feel like I could do with getting more than 200 at a time. All right, let's do that. Since I've got the long ones now, I can do that, and then build a small storage crate like that. And then put in a piece of belt like that. And then, oh, I'm going to need power for this because I'm going to want to put in an inserter. And I can't get power. It's all the way over there. There we go. Right, put that there, and then from my backpack, I want that logistics container I just made. Put you there, and then one of these guys goes there. Oh, and you're meant to be an exerter. Poke the button, poke the button. Right, we can now shove all the foundation in here, and I can come along and grab it like this. What does this do? Oh, I see. So I can decide how much. Let's have 3 stacks and see how I get on with that. Can't just control click on a box and take all the stuff out of it. That's a shame. Right, let's go back down to the smelting level and set some stuff up. Now that I've got 336 foundation, I can actually get some things built up a bit and start, you know, producing ores at a rate. At least that's the theory. So we're going to need to have belt and then inserter and then 2 machines, inserter, belt. So let's say from let's just build from here. So this one is the belt I'm standing on at the moment. So we've got a 2 wide machine, then another inserter, then another belt. So we want it that big. I want to do this basically all the way down here forever. And that was most of my that was a significant quantity of my resources, but never mind. Okay, now I should probably try and do some maths. So we've got a yellow belt coming out here, and that means I don't even know how much this means. Let's see if I can find the numbers for these. So that's 320 per minute, also known as 6 per second. And doing metallurgy, making this takes 1.5 seconds. So I've got 6 per second. 6 divided by 1.5 is 9. So I need 9 machines crushing. And it's a 1-to-1 recipe as far as I can say. So 9 machines crushing. Okay. So do I have 9 crushers? That's my first question. Crushers. Yes, I do. Excellent. So start here. 1, 2... Actually, I'll program them. And yes, I do need to program them. I want you to make... xenoferrite ore. Uh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. The belt's even exactly the right length. And I need to program the second one because I didn't copy it with settings until after I placed that one. Let's do that. And then along here we have a series of inserters. I quite like having this walking level along here, I think. So let's extend that all the way up there. There we go. Because from here I can easily interact with all the machines, so I think this is a good place to be. Then I want a belt coming up the other side. Okay, I need to do a bit more digging for this. Have some of that. And then a fast belt along here. And quite a lot further. Go that far just because it's a distance. Right, and then we need to put in smelters. Now, so I'm going to have 6 per second going along this belt for the smelters as well. Metallurgy. So I'm going to be making... yeah. Yes, this one. So that takes 6 seconds. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, 6 seconds in a small smelter, which is all I have at the moment. And takes in 2 and puts out 3. So we're going to overfill the belt anyway. So I should I should be having this running off both sides of the belt, and I should be producing a belt and a half's worth of this xenoferrite plates. However, this is going to... So if we've got 6 on the inputs, 6 per second on the input, and it takes 6 seconds, that means we would need 36 machines, but actually it's 18 machines. Is that right? So we would need 36 machines if it took 1 in each time. But we can drop down to 18 machines because it takes in 2 each time. So it's 9 on either side of the belt. That seems like quite a lot, but okay. Backpack. Where are my smelters? There they are. Do these need to be programmed? No, they'll just take. They just work. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. So it needs to be that big. There we go. And then along here, I will then have a gap in the belt, and then take this along here like so. And then we put in the exerters. So you are an unloader. Copy that. And boop, 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 boop. And then I inevitably fall in the hole. That's okay. Then come along here. Yeah, let's have the... I think having that shelf, I think, is quite useful. So I'm going to knock all this out. And then I'm going to put a bit of stone back in along here. From here to eternity. Or at least until we find larger machines. Then, coming along here, I can put in, right, you, but you're an exerter. Copy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this one is going to be an inserter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that should, there we go, yeah, we've got the rubble coming along here now. So this isn't quite going to be a full output belt over here. How much of this do I not have? Not very much, okay. Yeah, this is not over there. It's not going to be a full output belt because I haven't got the throughput from these machines. But I think at the moment that's probably okay. I'm not too worried about that. We are at least getting a most 2/3 of a yellow belt out, and I will be getting if I expand this. Then I can run another set of machines along the other side of here and get the other 2/3 of a belt. 3/4 of a belt on each? No, 3/4 of a belt on each side, sorry. So I'll get the other 3/4 from over here, from another set of machines down the other side. And yeah, that'll deal with solidly with the inputs from there, and we can merge them together. And I'll probably then put in a second tier of machines running along above these as my to expand it even further as my then I'll have 2 solid belts in and 3 solid belts out. I'll also want a belt of the ore coming out as well. Now, how far have I gone with this? So I've gone from okay, there we go. This is going to get confusing because down here I've got I've got the it's showing the underground build machinery as well as the above ground machinery. So the map's going to become a little bit of a mess. If I start building in 3 dimensions, but oh well, we'll have to sort of deal with that somehow. So, yeah, I need to go a bit further. So actually, you know what that means. That means I need to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just remove all of that. Whatever, I don't care about height. So that all goes, and that means I can start mining with explosives again. Although... And I don't really need... I don't really need to, actually, come to think of it. I'm going to want a bit more space up top, but I think I can't mine that with the explosives, which is a bit of a shame. I should have thought of that in advance. I don't really need to do the explosive mining this way, but it is more fun. Oh, hell. I forgot about that. That was the, yes, the one that got accidentally thrown out over here has now blown up and blown up my transformer. That's really annoying. I completely forgot I'd done that. I meant to come back and see if I could pick it up, but I completely forgot, as is my way. Right, so let's fix that. Hopefully I still have an Nope, I think I've used up all of my I can't remember whether they're called substations or something else, but where are they? Whatever. No, it's the liquid intake. I think I've used them all up. Ah, well, that was clumsy. I had completely forgotten that I'd accidentally thrown those explosives over there. Yeah. Let's fill this area back in again, because I don't actually want to have a massive great hole in the ground over here. Transformer, that's the one. Thank you. Yeah. It's made a nice hole round the back here, though. Maybe we'll just leave this like this as a monument to my hubris and fail. No. build from there to there. Yeah, let's fill all this area in at ground level. This is my new ground level, obviously. Okay, well, there's nothing about it to go and get another transformer. I'll have to go back up to the surface. And then I can start thinking about a tunnel, a large-ish tunnel, that'll come down to join the, that'll allow me to bring all these resources out into the area where my current xenoferrite patch is. Where am I? Which way am I pointing? This way. Right, let's go and find a transformer. Power line, steam turbine, pipe intake, passenger elevator, levels modified. I was expecting it to be along here somewhere, but no, apparently it's one of the easier things to make, or one of the cheaper things to make. So, come around here, and I haven't labelled any of this stuff, which is very unhelpful of me. Transformer! There we go. Yoink! Have a stack of those. And while I'm here, let's get some more foundation as well. Oh, it's gone. Yes, it's in the box now, isn't it? 600 foundations. Sweet! Take all of that. Yeah, putting the foundation in a box, definitely worthwhile. And you know what? While I'm here, I've only got 300 yellow belts left. Let's get some more of those. Alright, so here is this mine. And actually, I don't need to get that much further. I am sort of tempted to start digging down from here. Or it was level... Hey, Steph, welcome. Good to have you here. What time is it? Oh, no, it's only 10 past 10. That's not too bad. Now, my question is... Oh, yeah, it was about... I dug down to about 115 before, didn't I? So let's go down... Yeah, about that far. This is all what I would call exploratory. Oh, sweet. Yeah, it was yeah, good stream on Monday. I did lots of Lignumis related stuff, which is always fun. And yeah, and found lots of and then then oh yes, we're planning to then go back over to Norvis and start doing things over there. So yeah, I think it's a good one. You join me just as I'm making a large hole in the ground, which is not the most exciting thing I do. Oh, I see. I've massively overshot with this hole. I need to be quite some way over to my left. Yes, here we go. This is roughly where I want to be, but I want to be going in, I want to be meeting up over there, which is slightly unfortunate because I think this hole is going down at about the sort of angle that you'd bring a belt. Oh, no, actually not quite. All right, let's do some cleaning then. So I think this is all going to be safe, and I'll feel very, very silly if it's not. So let's get out the fun sticks, and I'll come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, we'll start from here. So I'll put one on the wall here, and then one on the wall here, and here. And is this far enough across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, it is. Then we have the fun. So lots of explosives along the wall up there. Let's nip around the corner, stand at a safe distance. Boom. Lovely. And now things are a little bit more open. Yes. I would call that an improvement. How thick is the wall at this point? Only like about 2 pieces thick. Okay, that's quite thin. We'll leave that. Yes, factory definitely must grow. That's why. That's what it's for. And it sounds like yours is doing well. Oh, am I brave enough to do a strategic tunnel and blow up a load more stuff down there? Because I do need quite a lot of width. I think I might be brave or possibly stupid enough. In fact, you know what? Let's be sort of slightly sensible. Let's dig an area over here and call this a trial run. So this is the same shape as the this is the same sort of shape as everything, as the tunnel all the way along here. And I believe explosives have a range of 5. So if I go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6th one. If I then put an explosive here, that's not an explosive. If I... go away. If I then put an explosive here and retire to a safe distance. Now, if that wall disappears... Where did I go? I went around... Yeah, so I went in there, went around the corner. So, if this piece of wall disappears, that's okay. If this piece of wall disappears... Actually, that's okay too. But if this one disappears, then we have problems. So I'll stand over here and watch. Okay. I mean, that's about right. I would prefer to take out one more square, especially as I have a sort of a safety square in the middle here. So let's do that. Let's say so. Can I mark out middles for this? Right. So we've got that is indeed 5 wide, and then there's a little bit more to the side. So I want to put my explosive on this square, I think. So let's do that. If I blow that one up. I mean, I can't get out now, but apart from that, I think that's safe. So I want to go along here, basically, but probably higher up, like that. Maybe not that much higher up. Yeah, there we go. This is perfect. So I am, in fact, now mining with explosives. This is excellent. And with very limited danger to my factory. That's in the wrong place. Limited danger, but not no danger to my factory. Is that in the right place? I think so. Yeah. So I can use this to just to open the room up a little bit. It really sort of ties things together nicely, you might say. And I think that's far enough because I only need to come along as far as these machines. Right. So let's start. Let's tidy things up a little bit, which I will do with the drill. Yes, the feng shui is lovely, and we're gonna say that it is entirely we're in an entirely natural cavern, and this is just what it looks like. Yes. Oh dear. The slightly varied ceiling is just for interest, should we say? Right, so we've dug out to there. Actually, we need to dig out to... Don't need that, but we do need this bit dug out. Yes, the varied ceiling is just... This is how caverns form in this game. Oh, I need to come along here, because this is going to be where my inserters are. So let's dig out here as well. Yeah, the explosives leave you with a certain amount of tidying up to do, should we say. They're not the neatest of mining tools, but they are extremely effective. Yes, a vaulted ceiling, you're quite right. I mean, look at it, it's lovely. So it could almost be a natural. Like there was an underground river going through here at some point in the past. Right, and if I poke that one out, then I can have some power coming through here. Then I need... What do I need here? I need inserter... Machine, inserter, belt. So I want it to be that wide. The last one technically doesn't have to be foundation, but I've got enough foundation. I've got like 700 of it, so I think I'm just going to do that. Oh, we still don't have power down here. I should go and fix that. That was one of my wayward explosives that got left somewhere where it shouldn't have been. That was unfortunate. Having put that in, now let's come along. Let's put in a row of stone along here, and this is a sort of a platform to stand on when I'm messing around with when I'm putting buildings, machinery in and stuff like that. So we'll put that in, and in the meantime, let's run along to the other end over here and replace that that transformer that I accidentally blew up earlier. I would like to have one of these. It can go here. And it can be connected to the elevator, boop, like that, so it has electricity. There we go, now everything works again. That's a major improvement. What's this hole? Oh, this is my Way in and way out. Yes, okay. That didn't blow up quite as well. It did blow up quite nice. I can't get onto there from this side. Come around. Ah! Come around here. There we go. I'm going to fall off the back of this if I'm not careful. So let's put in another stripe along here to prevent clumsiness. So I can jump up to here. Right. Now I want to put in a load of these, and I want to put them in here, like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I want an output belt running along here, like that. Lovely. And I would like to have inserters then, so that's number 6. But I would like these to be... No, don't do that. I'd like these to be exerters. There we go. I copy that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that's not going to do much without me having some sort of form of input along here as well. So let's add those in as well. That means along here I want to go 1, 2. No. Sometimes the game gets a little bit confused. Or I click a little bit too prematurely. Oh, I've run out. What? Can I have one more inserter, please? Come on, game. Give me one more, just one more loader. There we go. Right. So that should now be perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And this one's managed to get some. This one has not yet. I can't see the belt at all now, of course. But it's getting fairly close to the end. So I could believe that, given a little bit more time and a bit more opportunity for buffer filling, maybe it will get to the end. If not, it kind of doesn't really matter. Okay, and that should then mean, yes, we've got iron plates coming out here. One solid belt. Well, no, 3/4 of a belt of it. Another 3/4 of a belt coming out here. So that's 1.5. And at some point in the future, when I need more throughput, I'll put in another set of all of this in the upper half of the room. So we'll have another set of, basically an entire copy of all of this, but that little bit higher up. In the meantime, though, these belts are going to punch through the wall here, and we're going to decide where they're going to go at this point. So we'll take out... Where are you? You're there. Okay, so we'll take out that. That's going to be in the right place, and that, and that. Yeah, this looks right. And I'll go a little bit further through, and I'm hoping that I will break through into the area where I was blowing. Ah, yes, I have. Here it is. This is the new area that I was opening up a moment ago, as you saw, with my happy little explosives. And so that hole up there... Who's blooping at me? That hole up there is the way out, TM. That's where we need to take the iron out from here. So, I guess that hole is going to need to be made wider, but I'm going to need to be able to get up there. So, do I have any ladders in my pockets? I do not. I do have some walkways, but no ladders. I may well have the stuff for building them, though. So, yes, I do. So, let's make some ladders. And then I can put them in underneath this hole for now, like that. That's going to allow me to get up there at least. And so along here, well, I'm going to need to have at least 3 belts coming through here. 2 for the iron plates. 2 for the iron plates, and 1 for the iron ore that I haven't actually even thought about yet. And having them pop up in here is going to be a little bit silly. Well, ideally I want them to come up and meet... Ah, yes, I want one of them to come up here and join onto this point. Another one I don't know actually. This is my only this is my only iron feed at the moment. So yes, if I bring one of them up to join onto the other side of this splitter, that's perfect. And then if I bring the ore belt along and merge it with this one, but with a priority going on, because these guys are pretty happy doing what they're doing at the moment. So how do I want to how do I want to achieve this? I could just have a ramp going down from here, but I feel like that might get in the way of the current mining setup over here. I could bring it over this way a little bit and then go down. I could reckon on doing that, and then perhaps in the future, once we've finished mining here. Yeah, let's do that. Once we've finished mining here, I can then think about tidying this area up a little bit. Okay, so we'll have 4. Yes, that's right. No, we won't. 3 first. So you go there, you go there. Then we'll have one of these clipped onto the side of that, if it even can. It can't, there's a fence in the way. Then we'll have one of these clip onto here, go down like that far. How far down do I... Where do I need to... Oh, I need to go down to here. Okay, that's not so bad. Put a third one in there. Then I can put a piece of belt on the end of here. And then I can put another one on here like that. And then like that and that. Yeah, that's going pretty well. I just need to make some more holes. So that's that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that 2? Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Like that. And like that. To try and plumb my belts through these gaps. Am I even going to come out in the right place? I mean, I really hope so. But I am sort of blind digging. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's my ladder. Excellent. Well, we don't need the ladder anymore. I do need that. Coming all the way down here. Like that, actually. And then we've got the belts going to be trying to come through from here. So, I mean, I suppose... We might as well take, no, that, and clip it on there with a rotation on it. That's my first one. And then we can carry on trying to go upwards, like this and this. And I suppose, yeah, all right, you can... probably this. Yeah, that kind of works. If I take that out, then we can have this. This comes down to this level, and now they're only actually one level apart. So if I now put another piece of that on there, and then this can come up here, and then it's just a case of bringing this round like this over to here, and then joining on to that, and there we go. Then that is now a steady supply of iron plates going up there to join in on the rest of the factory. So that is sorted. I do want another hole. I want a parallel belt going up. I don't need it yet because we only need 1 yellow belt's worth of iron plates, and we've now got 2 of them going into the factory. But at some point, I'm going to want to have a second belt going up here parallel to this one, and then after that I'm going to want to have a third belt going up here, actually probably of iron plates as well, but then a fourth one of iron ore, which is going to come from probably the other end of, sort of down there somewhere, because I think if I go far enough along there I'll break back into the main into the back end of the freight elevator that's bringing the ore up from the mine. So yeah. Now maybe I should have been using an elevator for this, and that is certainly a possibility. And if you suggest I should be using an elevator, you probably won't be wrong. But at the moment I'm not. Basically. So let's dig another one of these up here. This one is going to be for me to use at this point. And I could, yes, granted I could go back and use the actual elevator that I put, the passenger elevator I put in earlier. But at the moment, I'm going to want this hole later, so I might as well dig it, is kind of my feeling. Oops, too far. And actually, to be fair, it doesn't matter if I dig out more hole than I need at that point. The wedge things will, the lifts, the ramps will go up it. They don't need to be supported, but I might start to struggle if I make too many, if I make the hole too big, or if I have too many if I can't do double jumps. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, that's 2. Alright, so this is basically the surface. I may or may not decide that I want to take the stone, the iron away in a different direction later, because there's a decent chance that I might reckon on having my an iron supply taking a different route to get to a completely different place if I start making something else somewhere else. But for now, this is where all of my iron is coming from, so it sort of makes sense to keep it coming in this way. It's a bit like in Factorio, where when you use up your initial starter iron ore patch, you bring a train, you start bringing iron ore in there by train, because that's where all the smelting is. And then when you realise the smelting isn't fast enough, then you build another smeltery somewhere else and bring it into there. But for now, yeah. So what I will do though here is I'll pull up that, and I'll drop in a splitter if I've got one I have, like that. And this one, I'll give an input priority to the right hand side. So it's going to take this stuff in first, because I think I want to use up this patch first before I really start drawing from the other ones. So by the same logic, if I can get out of here, which is dubious at best. Nope, I am actually genuinely trapped in here. If I can get out, then... Nope, I've fallen back in again. All the way back down again. Alright, I'm out. Hurrah! Let's go across this belt bridge here. Right, so I have this guy, which is bringing in... I can't see it, though. Can't see its lever. What if I get right down here? I don't think my robot can crouch, which is unfortunate, because I can't see the input priority. What from down here? No, I've fallen in again. Ah. Right. What if I'm down here? Nope, still can't. What if I remove some of these safety fences because they're not letting me? They're not stopping me from falling in anyway. Right, so that lever there is inaccessible. Great. All right, let's do what I probably should have done earlier. Remove that. Right, so this thing, I want to toggle the input priority to that side. So we're pulling from this smelting stack, which is pulling from this ore patch, and therefore we're using up the older one. We'll run that through. That's fine. Also, I feel like I might as well do some belt upgrades along here, because there's no point in these being. I've doubled my iron ore supply now, so I might as well double the. I might as well upgrade all of the belts that are using it to yellows. They're not using it that much, so this is probably unnecessary. But I feel better having done the upgrade there. So that's now a little bit better, but I should also repair this copper belt. So technically, you can run one belt over the top of a splitter if it is one block higher, but it will interfere with the controls on the top of it. Hey Mark, welcome. You've just missed me building lots of long belts and blowing things up. Oh, thanks for the resubscribe. 3 years. Wow. That is a big round number and an absolutely excellent one. Thank you very much. Good to have you around. Right, let's run another long belt in celebration. So, over here I have a splitter. It should really be a tier 2 splitter, but never mind. Let's pull a belt from here, back this way, and over to here, like that, and then put in a straight piece of belt there, and then I don't fit down the hole. Let's take that piece of belt. I still don't fit down the hole. You don't have to worry about the third dimension so much in Factorio, I've noticed. So, right, put in a piece of belt there. Right, now I'm trying to run this one down here. So let's to there at least, and then we'll go and explore where I want the next bit to come from. So, we've got that debate again as to how big is the how thick is this wall? How much of it can I blow up? How brave am I? Oh, I can find out from here. Right. So I want to get a feed coming out of this elevator, this freight elevator over here, and run it to that belt I just put in. So got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I reckon I can chuck another explosive in that fire in the hole there. I didn't mean to put it there. Let's not put it there. Let's put it there. And I think that should be safe. Yes, it is. Now, I don't know how far I can go like this before I run out of tunnel. So, actually, you know what? I'm just going to carry on from here the old-fashioned way. Because I don't want to blow up more expensive equipment. I've done enough of that for one stream. Have I gone... Yeah, okay. It's about here. There we go. That's the thing I wanted. So, how thick is this? These walls are pretty thick. So that's one. I've discovered the explosives do a damage, basically make a sphere of radius 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I put an explosive here, I should be okay. But let's also check the other direction, because I'm paranoid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I can put explosives along this wall, and all will be well. Hello, Slice Master. Welcome. I'm going to... Yeah, reference points would be a good idea. Yes, I should... It tells me exactly where I am all the time. I've got this GPS system thing. Yes, I should just use that. That'd be much better, wouldn't it? But... it's more fun to live dangerously, and there is that's where I was trying to get to. So that has worked nicely. I've not opened up this wall. I'm not sure how thick it is from down here. Let's try and get out and find out. I can't get out. Where's the hole I made? There it is. Okay, the wall is 1 thick, so yeah, I could have gone slightly further in. I've got green science working. I have started mining oil, and I'm not sure. So that's basically I've got to an oil mine, but I haven't really used the oil. I haven't made the basic circuits out of the oil yet. Ground level there, and how much of this have I got left? Enough for that. Cool. Yeah, so I've got basic oil processing going, but haven't done very much with it yet. I think that's probably a good way to describe where I've got to. And then I got distracted by building a better iron mine, basically, as you've seen. Right, there we go. Nice, neat, flat floor. So I would like this to carry on descending until it gets to the same level as the rest of the floor. Okay, yeah, it sounds like you're quite a bit ahead of me then. That was not in the right place. One, two, one, two. No, that one. That tool. Right, is this low enough? Have I made a dig enough? Yeah, looks about right. Yes, there we go, spot on. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely not at that, but definitely not at the point of sort of desperately trying to. Oh, I've run out of slopes. Definitely not at the point of trying to find running out of things to do yet. I don't know how. I haven't really looked at everything that's coming up ahead on the tech tree because I don't want the spoilers. But so far, I'm only making one type of bot so far, which is selling pretty well. And I've got 94,000 in-game money things, and yeah, it's going fine. No objections here. But I'm going to need power around here, aren't I? Yeah, it says yes, ticking away nicely. But I probably should start building a more valuable type of robot to start selling. That would make sense. I just haven't yet. Doink. And then I've still run out of inserters. Make me another one. Boink. And you are an exerter. Thump. Or an unloader, as this game will probably call them. And there we go. There's a nice stream of iron ore heading off to go up my ramp over there. The iron belt, the iron plates are still going up there. Lovely. So yeah, this is my shiny new smelting area. It's currently bringing in the ore up an elevator from a patch way down below, feeding that along a belt here, which is then being crushed in the first half of the machines and then smelted in the second machines, and including the ones over there on the other side. Once this starts to be insufficient, I can then knock out a load of ceiling and put another row across the top of it as well. And this should, if I double this, I believe, if my maths is correct, I should have If I double this and my maths is correct, I have absolutely no control over my robot. I should have 3 belts of iron plates coming out and going into the rest of the factory, plus also this belt of iron ore or iron ore rubble, sorry, that's going out to be made into concrete and stuff elsewhere. All right, lift please. Bing. So yeah, this is my first subterranean, proper subterranean processing facility, I would say. I've had a couple of underground mines already, yes, but basically all of my buildings have been on the surface until now. So this has been, it's a little bit more fun. It's been a bit fun to do this. I'm not sure how far in I am. Does it say 16 hours? Almost 17 hours. So yes, you're a little bit ahead of me by the sounds of it. Like 15 times further into the game. Hey, daylight. I'd almost forgotten what that was like. I'm not actually. Construction material is one of the things that I researched today, so it is now a thing I can make, but I haven't started yet. I think I do have all of the components I need for it. It's sort of, I have a fairly long to-do list because I've been exploring and researching, and then got distracted and went off and did the iron mine instead. So I think next things to do are going to be green circuits. Probably, yes, the construction materials, get that shipped up into space. What else is there that I haven't done? I haven't made ignium powder, but I also haven't needed it yet, so there's not really been any point in doing that. Structure-wise, I've got most of the stuff that I need. I've got I invented chemical processors and something else. I can't remember what the other one was that I got with it. Oh, fluid assemblers, that was the one. So I've invented those, but I haven't actually started needing them yet. So I've not built any of those. What else have we got? I've got loads of office furniture, bits and pieces. Lamps. I should get some more lamps and scatter them around. I noticed the underground area was quite well lit. It's better lit than above ground is, which is quite bizarre. Yeah, and I've still only made the transport bots. I should probably start making snack, light, heavy, or vacuum bots at some point. Those look trivial. Those look pretty easy. They take thermalite actually, so that's going to be, I was going to say costly, but they're going to sell for more than they build for, so that's not a problem. These ones take glass. These ones take glass as well. So I guess the sensible one to make next would be the heavy duty transport bot because it has the highest sale price. Although it is also the heaviest. The light bot isn't all that much cheaper, or less valuable, given I'm selling them rather than buying them. But it's 10 kilos lighter, so presumably that means I'll be able to cram more onto a ship, and therefore I'll pay less in fuel costs in selling them. Oh yeah, I've seen there are more bots that can be unlocked. I've only made one of them so far, so I feel like I might as well make more. Especially now that I've got a lot more iron to play with, and my steel isn't getting used up particularly quickly. Yeah, I built. I want a flight mode, so I can just sort of fly around my base pointing at things. So yeah, this area, which actually looks a lot smaller than I remember it being when I built it. This area is making my light construction bots. You know what? I'll go up my tower. I have a tower of explaining what I've been getting up to during the stream. Although now that I'm starting to build underground, it's a bit less effective. Yeah, so from up here, I've got a couple of landing pads over here. One is for exporting the light bots, one is for importing the thermalite. Then this is the area where I'm making the light bots. This is the area where I'm making blue science, and then this bit makes red science. All of that over there makes green science, and science labs down here. Mining copper down here and turning it into the copper rods. Mining iron ore over there and turning it into iron plates and steel. And there's a little bit of iron ore getting shipped away underground over here to go over there to be made into concrete. That massive row of buildings there, and the one next to the second row as well, is my mall, which is making all of the buildings I could possibly need. It took me about 3 streams to actually get around to building one of those. Sorry, transport bots, not light bots. You're quite right, yes. So yeah, that's making all of my buildings and things. And then I've got an underground mine over there that's producing producing more iron for because I felt like I was starting to run out. I don't think I really am, but I just felt like I was. Then over there I've got an elevator that goes down to the lava pools for squashing the thermalite. I've not used any of the squashed thermalite yet, but I have certainly squashed some. There's an oil patch over there somewhere where we're producing the plastic sheets that are then being brought around here on that belt, which is not being used yet for anything, but they are at least being brought over here. So that's a start. I'll make them into circuits sooner or later. And I've got somewhere way off in the distance over there, way off over here, I've got another coal mine that's bringing up that's feeding a couple of boilers and steam, and 4 boilers now and 4 steam turbines that are producing all the electricity for the base to keep the whole thing running. Yeah, and yes, I guess you're right. Flight mode is sort of the catwalk. So I've got a few more. I've been trying to put more of these in because I kept getting tripped up on things, but I'm not very good at remembering to use them. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a reasonably clean design. I have played something like 3,500 hours of Factorio. So setting up buses and these sort of designs is pretty much second nature to me. So I don't know if you can tell that I'm playing Foundry as a Factorio player would, but I definitely am, because I am. Yeah, I've got a lot of Factorio experience and not so much Foundry experience, but I have to say I'm really enjoying it. I'm very glad I started playing it again. You've never played Factorio? Wow. Okay. So Factorio is basically, it's the game that spawned this entire genre. It was inspired by some Minecraft mods, and it's basically the game that has inspired Foundry and Satisfactory and Dyson Sphere Program and everything else in that sort of genre. It's 2D, but the advantage of it being 2D is it means your factories can be so much bigger. You can deal with literally millions of items in the late game, and also because it's 2D, implementing a copy paste functionality is absolutely trivial. I don't know if Foundry has that because I've not got far enough into it yet. But for example, if I wanted to double my my red and blue circuit production, red and blue science production in Factorio, it'd be a case of pressing Control-C, dragging across that area, and then going thump and dropping it in over here. And I'd have construction bots that would fly out from my factory and build it all up for me. I know you can't do that in Satisfactory, and every single thing has to be hand placed, and that's sort of a little frustrating when the factories start to get big. And okay, it sounds like Foundry's basically the same. That's fair enough. I mean, I understand that implementing copy paste in a 3D world is tricky. Yeah, Satisfactory has the blueprints, but they're not very satisfactory, or at least they weren't when I played it. They were too small and they didn't automatically join together, so that made them a pain to use. But yeah, they were better than nothing, I'll admit that. But Factorio is basically unlimited. You can copy and paste as much of your factory in one go as you like, and it'll just happen. Okay, actually, that's a good point. Yes, I've heard good things about the Satisfactory 1.1 blueprints being quite a lot better. I haven't played it since pre 1. Did I play 1.0? I can't remember exactly which version I played, but it didn't. It had blueprints, but they weren't all that great. It was that sort of era. Okay, so over here, I was looking at the recipes a little bit. I think I'm going to need another row on my mall, so I'm going to build that first, or at least spec for that first. So we're going to have, that's the insert. Oh, we might want 3 belts along here. So we'll put the inserters there. 1, 2, 3 building, 3 for the building, 1 for the inserters, and then 3 belts coming out here like this. So that's going to be the next row of my mall, I think. Yeah. So that area, I'm definitely not going to build inside. But I do want green circuit production somewhere, and because I know I'm going to need loads of those. So these take in polymer board and electronic components. Electronic components are copper and copper and copper. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. I can do that. Question is, how many of these do I want to make, and where do I want to make them? And am I going to need to expand my copper mining? Probably. My current copper mining is very, very under-spec'd. It's not actually all that big, but there's a nice patch over there. I'll probably go and tap that at some point in the future when I need more copper. But I think having just done an iron mine over here, I think I'll wait for that one and do it a bit later, rather than spending the entire stream building those sort of things up. Lava cave, okay, no problem. It's Technum. So I have a belt of Technum coming down here. I'm sort of tempted to just put in my green circuit production here. It will mean that then when I want to put in another rocket spaceship silo, I won't be able to just put it in right next to the existing ones. But I don't think that's a problem. They aren't dependent on each other. They don't share any intermediates or anything like that, or they don't share anything at all. So yeah, let's have green circuit production here. And then, you know what, since someone was suggesting it, let's see if I can research. Yeah, so let's research some more types of robots so I can build more stuff up. Ooh, maintenance drones. Construction. Ooh, sweet. Does this mean... I don't know. But this might mean... This sounds like it could be construction bots. Oh no, they're just space station things. Never mind. Okay, but still, well, I'll do the hover engine, because then I can do many other types of drone. Except I can't yet. Mining drone. That's. Let's just research lots of drone types. And you. Oh, and that'll allow me to do drone miner 2 as well, so that's worth having. If I go back to hover engine, science drone, combat drone. Combat drone sound fun. Dependencies not met. Oh, I need to make advanced explosives. Fine. And all you might fuel. Bleepty bloop. What does that get me? Jetpack. Ooh, jetpacks. Nice. Okay, that sounds like a thing worth working towards. Right, so there we go. We've got some researches bracked up and ready to go. So, I'm gonna build. That was quite noisy. I'm going to build green circuits. So I'll knock in a hole there, and then green circuits has copper input and to make the cable. How wide do I want to go with this? Actually, I know what I'll do. I'll make the whole thing tileable lengthways. So so this means I have to do some maths, unfortunately. So to make a circuit board takes 5 seconds and uses 2 electronic components. An electronic component takes 3 seconds to make, so that's helpful. Those are not nice numbers. So actually, hang on. I need 2 every 5 seconds. And this makes 1 every 3 seconds. So I'm going to need, if I put 5 of these, then that'll make 5 every 3 seconds. And then 3 of the 5. Oh, it's getting late. I'm starting to struggle with the maths. So, so that's a third per second. So I have 3 machines. It's 1 per second. This uses 0.4 per second. So, yeah, if I make... Why am I struggling so much? If I have 5 of these machines, and then in 3 seconds I'll get 5. That's not helpful. 15 seconds is the lowest common multiple. So in 15 seconds, this will run 3 times, and therefore needs 6 electronic components. And in 15 seconds, this will produce 5. So these numbers are not helpful together. But I want to have. You know, why am I having trouble with this? What is wrong with my brain tonight? 5 in 3 seconds. So in 1 second, they'd make 1 and 2/3 in 1 second, and this uses. This one uses 0.4 per second, and this produces 0.33 per second. And to be honest, those numbers are close enough that I think I'm just going to use this, put in the same number of machines doing each one. This takes 2 wire coils. These produce 2 wire coils in 1.5 seconds. So it's 1 machine making wire coils, 2 making electronic components, 1 of these to 1 of these. Right, that's close enough. I don't care. Go away. You're in the way. I don't care if it tickles, it's still in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's leave a gap for sanity's sake. Then we're going to have 2 input belts. 1, 2, 3 for the machine, and then an inserter, intermediate output. I think I missed an inserter. Let's build that big. So that is my 2 input belts along here. 2 input belts, an inserter, machine, inserter, input, intermediate belt, and output belt. Right. Okay. Lovely. That has answered my question adequately. So let's now dig a trench out this way. So we're going to have, to start with, we're going to have 1. So that's 4. So 1 machine making cables. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 machines making components. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1 machine making, 2 machines making circuits. That was too far. Never mind. There we go. Dig this area out. I can fill it up with the foundation and then start building things. I'll fill that hole in as well, because why not? I don't want to leave a hole there. Right. I have miscalculated. I'm going to need a 3rd belt on one side. It might as well be on this side, because why not? But at least I have the long inserters now, so that doesn't actually matter. Right, so give me a assembly machine. I've run out of assembly machines. Joy. So over here, one of these is making assembly machines. I think it's quite, yes, it's very, very early on, because assembly machines were one of the first things I needed. How's my inserter supplies? I've run out. Forgot about that. How's my, I've got plenty of that. Long inserters, got a decent number of those. Very long inserters, yeah, that all seems to be okay. Right. Now I can actually start building. So one of them, well, several of them. We'll start from here. Boom. Cable, component, circuit. You can be copper. You can be plastic. Or possibly, actually, no, vice versa. Let's do vice versa. And they're unpowered. Why are they unpowered? Yeah, that's linked in there. That's odd. That's linked through underneath there to this, which is presumably powered. Yeah, these are all powered over here, and I assume they're all... Unless these aren't powered because they don't need to be, and I just never noticed. That is possible. I guess the easiest way to link them up is like this. I can bring that from there to there. There we go, now they're powered. Excellent. So, here you are going to make wire. You are going to... Go away. You are going to make components. You are going to make components. You are going to make green circuits. You are going to make green circuits. Simple. I'm not worried so much about the... I'm going to take the copper straight off the copper belt, if I can find it. Which is going to be woefully inadequate, but this will tell me when I need to upgrade it. Yeah, here we go. This copper belt, in fact. And yeah, so this is probably not going to keep up. But as I say, if it runs out, it tells me when I need to do an upgrade. Let's put you there, and then I can have a belt going there and there and then along here. Oh dear, there's a lamppost in the way. Oh no, it's a pylon. That's even worse. Pylons don't want to get out of the way. Over. And, okay. Another thing in the way. Oh, there's another thing in the way. Ah! Alright, forget that. Let's put in a ramp instead. Like that. I do relish the 3D-ness from time to time, because it is very, very handy when you build yourself into a corner. As I frequently do. Right, so that comes to here, yep. And then I'll have a ramp coming down. Like that. There we go. And then this belt, for now, no, not you. For now, I'm just going to link this belt in from here to here. I will almost certainly need a splitter at some point for that, but for now, that'll be fine. Okay, so now I can put in my inserters. So we'll have a long one there, like that. And yes, you need it as well, and so do you. And you don't, you need the intermediates. Then over on the other side, we'll have a short exerter here, and then inserting here and here. And, you know, actually, let's use a long exerter here. No, not here. Here and here. And that means these belts are the wrong way around, but that's fine. And then that means we need a long inserter. Here. And here. And a very long exerter here. And here. So you're an output, you're an output, you're an input, you're an output, you're an output, you're an output, output. And then I can run that from here to infinity, like that. And one the other way from here. That's my green circuits coming back out again. And then this one is my intermediates. I forget which one this is. I think this is components. So that goes there. Right, and then over here we still need a bit more stuff along here. So does it hurt if a spaceship lands on your head? Probably. Probably not actually. Things don't seem to be generally very fatal in this game, which is quite nice. Although you do seem to be able to blow your stuff up sometimes. Right, that should be. Oh, this one is not configured. Why are you not configured? wire. There we go. So now we should see, yes, the wire pours out over here and goes into these machines. And eventually we'll get through to here. But we get the electric components out. Can we have a bit of land here so I don't keep falling into the hole, please? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Wire loops are getting through. Components coming along here, going into there. And then sooner or later, we should see... Yeah, there we go. Green circuits coming out here. Excellent. This is a tree. Let's get rid of the tree. Right. Now, this is pathetically slow, granted. But it's a design that I can then copy and reproduce as much as I need to. I suspect my copper supply is not going to keep up. Let's go and investigate it, because I'm pretty sure I haven't upgraded that for a very, very long time. It's probably... In fact, it's not even doing the crushing recipe. It is just... We're just pulling the rubble out and cooking it into copper rods. And then they are disappearing down the belt as fast as the belt can disappear them. So I think that is going to be high on my list of things that need to be fixed. And by fixed, I mean massively upgraded to use crushers and smelters. Oh, I've got another supply of... Oh yeah, that supply of copper going off that way was to make explosives, I remember. So, yes, I think that is going to be too big a job to tackle at this time of an evening, though. So maybe the answer is next week to head over to here and set up a new... Basically, what I did with the iron smelting over here, pulling out the iron, turning it into crushing it and smelting it. Same thing over here. Bring over 2 yellow belts of copper and then feed them into the factory somehow, somewhere. But there hasn't been much need for copper until this point. So I suspect... I have this funny feeling, based on my experience with games like this, that we're going to switch over to needing a lot of copper in order to make a lot of circuits at some point. But for now... this tiny little copper mine over here, 1 red belt, has been absolutely sufficient. So I haven't upgraded it because it hasn't been a problem. But now, as we can see, well, there's a lot of it flowing into the science area. Let's try upgrade. Let's just try giving it a belt upgrade and see what breaks first. I say breaks. Oh, I can't. I've run out of slopes. Let's go and get some. Let's go and get some yellow ramps. Belt 1, belt ramp 2. Yoink. In fact, let's get some more belt 2 while I'm over here. Belt 2. Right, so I can turn... Whoop. I can upgrade this one just because it's there. Same with this one. I guess actually I could have split my copper off over here, or I could split the copper off here to be taken through to be used for the mall, rather than having the split all the way back up here. But never mind. Oh, I've not got enough inventory space to upgrade that. Great. Let's destroy some dirt. Yes. And I use it a little bit to fill holes in, but I don't need that much of it. And same with the rocky desert dirt. I've got a small amount of that. And so let's only hang on to 1 type of dirt. Now, in hindsight, I should have kept a full stack of it rather than a partial stack. But never mind. Destroy that. And then, yes. And then amalgamate. There we go. Right. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Upgrade that. Upgrade that. Oh, no, don't do that. I meant to upgrade it. So it's like that. And that. There we go. Now we can take the copper out at a much higher rate, and that will just mean we'll burn through the buffer in these machines, I imagine. Yes, we've now got 0 buffer in there, there. This one is dropping, although not enormously quickly. But yeah, so we're going to have lots and lots of copper for a little while, and then it'll cause problems. But yeah, well, that's fine. I will upgrade that in the future. So, let's have a look at the robots that I can make, because I'm sort of faintly curious. They require hover engines, so that's going to be a bit more complicated to make. But they're quite heavy, but they sell for 95, so that seems quite worthwhile. And then 95. They are more Fs than they are kilograms. So that's probably quite good. All of the others This one's more fluorinates, whatever it's called, than it is kilograms as well. So that's probably a good one to go for as well. But it does cost Thermalite sheet to make, whereas this one doesn't. It does require hover engines though, which are made from Techno momentum tuning parts and electronic components. Okay, so I feel like the next one to go for is going to be mining drones. I can start making those and sell lots of them. Okay, well we'll keep an eye out for that later, I guess. And at the moment, my fluorinite is whatever the money is called, is gradually going upwards. I started this stream with about 70,000 and now I've got about 104,000. So it's going in the right direction because I'm not really using it very heavily. And let's go and have a look at the space station as well, because I'm curious as to what's going on up there. So up here we have in storage we have 105,000 thermalites out of 100,000. That's great. We've got a bit of construction material. I do need to start making that and shipping it up. And we have a handful of just the basic bots as well. But we're selling them as quickly as we're making them. We're making a load of money out of it. That seems to be fine. Are there any worthwhile station upgrades? I could get another... Oh no, I can't extend the thermalite vault. I wonder why not. Need structural improvements to the hull. Okay, fine. I could upgrade... Ooh, spaceship workshop. What does that get me? Better thrusters. Okay. Isn't a problem at the moment, but okay, it's nice to know that is a thing. I don't seem to have problems with power generation at the moment. Spaceship power. I could have an extension, so I could have more spaceships. But again, I have enough spaceships for what I've got at the moment. I think I need to ship more robots up there to sell before there's any point in doing that. Similarly, yeah, same with thrusters. I looked at that. Cargo bay. Well, let's have the cargo bay extension. That's going to cost me a load of construction material. Never mind. That's what it's for. Thermal level antenna upgrades. Oh yeah, let's have that and more of that. Yes. So I can start selling to more places. What does the market office get me? Deals with bureaucracy. Great. Trade more goods on the market. Okay, well, let's queue that up as well. Communication. I'm doing that one already. Market office. Suddenly 22 market. Oh, I see. So then I'd be able to sell all of these things as well if I wanted to. Fair enough. Actually, that's not so useful. Let's at the moment. Can I cancel that? I don't see how to cancel it. Never mind. I don't think I care. R&D lab sounds interesting though. So let's have that. I don't know if I'm going to have the resources to do all of these researches, but hey, orbital laser, nice. Ooh, that sounds very useful for mining purposes. Sweet. We'll worry about that later. Right, so yes, next things. I think next things are going to be build these little guys. Let's go back to the ground. Right, so next things are going to be build construction bots, which isn't going to be too difficult. Build mining drones, which isn't going to be too difficult. I've got most of the parts for that. All I need to get those is the hover engines, which aren't too difficult. It's all stuff I've made before, and I'm not too scared by. I think there's some new buildings, there's chemical processing and things to have a play with. I need to have a think about that and work out what my next sort of thrust is going to be. The Olumite fuel, yeah, there's going to be various things from that I think that are going to be interesting. They're going to come out and going to be interesting, so we'll look into those. Oh yeah, and expanding the copper mine as well, because I don't. Yeah, look at this. This is now woefully pathetic. This is not the amount of copper I would like to see on a belt. However, fairly soon we're going to find that the buffers fill up in this machine, and we will have enough green circuits for certain values of enough. But that's going to be some way off. Right, I think it is now 11:15, so I'm going to call that the end of the stream. Thank you very much, everyone who's been watching. I hope you've enjoyed everything that's been going on. So as I say, next time, yes, more copper, more green circuits probably, more robots to sell, and well, we shall see from there. Thanks for the follow, Slice, much appreciated. And what else is going to be going on? Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this iron patch over here. Watch for it to run out and sort of stop producing, because there's quite a lot of that has gone. Let's see. Yeah, that's a lot smaller than it was when I got started. So we may need to do something about that. No, I've already done something about that rather. So that's using the new patch. We'll be using the new patch eventually, so that'll be nice. I'll be able to cover this area over and pretend it never happened. And also, it'll free up a load of space along here for other things as well. So that'll be nice. What else is going on? Right, so yes, we'll work on all of that same time next week, Wednesday evening from 7:30 p.m. UK time. I shall be back again on Monday when we'll be playing. The 5 of us will be playing some more Factorio Planetary Pioneers. So I think we've got some plans to do a little bit of tweaking on Lignumis to finish that off. Maluna is basically working at the moment, and so we're going to head back over to Norvis and get a bit more work done there because the system isn't running quite as nicely as we'd like, or rather, it's running well. It just needs a bit more expansion, and Mark could do with a few more hands on deck to deal with that. So we'll have another stream or maybe 2 on Norvis, and then we'll go off looking for other planets like Vulcanus and see how things go from there. There'll be videos coming out Thursday and Friday this week. We've got some talking about Maluna. We've got some talking about Maluna for the channel supporters. If you're not a channel supporter, I think we're talking about things that were going on Norvis or possibly. Yeah, probably Norvis from the week before. So as usual, the channel supporters get access to the videos a week early. Right. I've leveled up to bulk manufacturer. Lovely. Right, so that's all the stuff happening on the channel. Please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on anything. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.